How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here, your Ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to the channel for another Saturday Night Live, where we're going to be covering all the geeky news, what we've been watching, what we've been buying, and what we've been reading. So lots to get through tonight. We've got a fun-filled show, so I can't do it alone. So I'm joined, as ever, by my good friends. We've got James T. Keegan. Ayo.
Ayo.
Ayo indeed. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm back in my treading ground, as usual.
Back home. Settled in. Now I've got a confession to make, James, and I think you're going to be very disappointed in us.
Oh no.
So how long have we been streaming together?
Year and a half now, I'd say, at this stage.
And every time you do this little AO thing, I thought that was just like an Irish thing. It wasn't until we went to watch Super Mario that I realized is it off that?
No, it's from Always Sunny, which is why I think it's
because they did it on Super Mario as well, didn't it?
Yeah, but then the Always Sunny part might be a reference to something else. I don't know.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, but anyway, it's always nice to see you, my friend. Who else have we got? We've got the attention-seeking geek, Benjamin.
It's Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that was exciting, Ben. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll clip that and play that every time. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm good. It's I haven't been able to make a few of these, so it's nice to have the opportunity to hop on and see what this is all about, because I haven't really had a look, to be honest. So.
Yeah. What do you mean you haven't had a look? You've watched all the shows.
I'm the passenger for your. No, I just leave comments.
Yeah. Thought so. Anyway, moving on. We've got good old Luke. How you doing, Luke?
I'm good, thank you. Very happy that I got a little mention in your little advertisement over on Instagram. You said you had some amazing people and Hydra collectibles.
That's right, I did. Yeah.
We didn't want people to get confused. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's appreciated.
This is like a year ago in the past. The four of our ugly mugs on screen together.
This
is
you
quite
go.
Pleasant. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Luke. And we've also got a fellow Geordie, JP. How are you doing, JP?
All right.
All right. Are you well?
I'm well, mate. Yeah. Hope you're all doing well on this Saturday night.
Yeah. Excited to get chatting because we've got lots to get through. So, we might get somebody else joining us later on. James, can I ask you to keep a little eye out, because Rob might join me, but I don't think he will. But we'll join him in. Right, let's see who we've got in the chat. We've got good old StreamYard.
Quack, quack.
Thank you for joining StreamYard. We've got Fuzzy Dunlop. Never fear, Dr. Fuzzy be here. Always a pleasure to see you, Fuzzy. Thank you very much for joining me. And Fuzzy, thank you very much for sharing my posts. I really do appreciate you doing a bit of PR for us. So that's always appreciated. We've got Six Scale Padawan. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining.
Hello there.
Hello there.
We've got Luke again. And we've got Phil from Phil's Nerdiverse, the busiest ginger. I think I'm the only ginger Geordie geek. Always nice to see you, Phil. Thank you very much for joining. And we've got Coles Collects. Nice to AO. Oh, see, he's a fellow AOer. And we've got Bat Dan Dixon. Bat Dan. Now, apologies if you have been on the channel before, but I'm not sure. Bat Dan.
He hasn't.
Yeah. I don't think you've been on this channel before, so thank you very much for joining, Bat Dan. Appreciate you jumping on.
He's come over from my channel.
Is he?
I don't know.
Just take credit.
Okay, guys. So we've got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. So those of you that haven't seen the show before, then what we tend to do is we start with the Geek Report, where we talk all the news and what's been happening lately. Now, bit of a disclaimer. I get my news from a variety of sources, and 80% of it's probably bullshit. So I'm sure you'll call us out on
you and Simon Balfe on the same website.
Yes, Simon is actually off doing all the research for us, so you know the quality that will be there. Nice. We also do What You're Watching, where we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been watching, obviously. Talk a little bit about trailers, and we're also going to touch on the Super Mario movie. And that's going to lead into a chat about our favorite computer game-based films. We'll do a little bit about what you've been buying, so just touching on some of the recent pickups we've got, and also some reading reviews, so what we've been reading this last few weeks. Fuzzy, I actually thought you had 9 guests. Yeah, I often do, Fuzzy. I often do. That's how popular my channel is. It's not really. I pay them to come on.
Fuzzy's a less is more kind of a guy.
Yeah, I know.
Pay people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay, right. Moving on, guys. So we'll start off with Geek Report. Bit of news, bit of goss. Some of this we might have covered before, but I just wanted to kind of touch on it again. So we might have talked about this briefly on your channel. This is Marvel and DC film crossover, more likely than ever, with James Gunn's involvement. What do you think about this? Do you think this is going to happen?
It's inevitable, I think,
No.
down the road.
What is
I
wrong
can't
with
see
you,
it.
James?
We've already got dissent.
No.
Marvelous. James is saying absolutely not. Sorry, James is saying absolutely will happen. It's inevitable. Luke is shaking his head. JP is a definite no. Ben, what were you?
No, never going to happen.
Never going to happen. No. And Fuzzy has jumped in just to support. Not happening. James, what makes you think it's inevitable?
I think as the MCU, I think a lot of people feel like it's on a bit of a decline. We'll see how this phase of DC does, but I've been thinking this for years that eventually it could be in 5 years or 20 years down the road there will be a Marvel versus DC movie. So I'm pretty confident of that. And he's absolutely right with him involved as kind of a go-between. It's more likely, but I think we will see this at some point. That said, I would like to be invested in the DC characters rather than have guys who are just new to those characters come in.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what I think. To be honest, I think it's a
pick a lane, Peter.
No, I think it's a shot in the dark. I really don't think it'll. But I would love it to happen because I'm a big fan of the DC versus Marvel comics. Did you ever read that line?
Yeah,
Read one. Yeah,
they're not good. I do not want this to happen.
No, and I would love the amalgam universe was tremendous.
Oh,
Dark Claw was amazing.
Oh my god, really?
Wolverine and Batman was stunning. No,
There you go.
Terrible paid.
Luke, you're sitting quiet. What do you think?
There'll just be too many arguments over which character does what, who says the funniest line or has the best moments. Like, it's just never going to happen. They're not going to sit down and be able to work this out in any respect. Yeah. The fact that it's James Gunn and that he's worked for both sides doesn't actually hold any sway at all.
So I would agree with you there. I think James Gunn is kind of tooting his own horn a little bit there. I don't think he's important enough to bring both universes together, because at the end of the day, it's all about the money, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see Superman versus the Hulk on the screen.
Yeah, but then how do you decide who wins? You're always going to upset
people.
No,
they fight for a bit and then they're mates. That's how
but also, it's like that makes for a great little YouTube video. Cool, you can get your knocks off just watching like a 10-minute clip of them fighting. But like, does it make a movie? Does it make a show? Does it make an actual good, piece of storytelling? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to a point, because I thought the George Perez Avengers versus Justice League was very well written and made a lot of sense. I don't know if either any of you have read that one.
I read that one. No.
Yeah, that's a very good series. And it's got some real standout scenes in it. I mean, Superman beats Thor, which is bullshit. So you're right. There'll be fighting in the streets. Yes, it is.
Is it bullshit?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, Superman's vulnerable to magic, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thor's vulnerable to a laser in the face, I think.
Fuck you, Keegan.
Is that type of shot that I folks?
Superman can lift me on there, surely.
He can in the Justice League versus he does in the end. Because there's an amazing scene where he has Mjolnir and he has Captain America's shield.
I love that everyone uses that as an excuse. Oh, that person could lift it, therefore they would beat Thor. Thor is still powerful without Mjolnir. Like, that's not that doesn't beat the fact. Like, just because Superman can pick it up won't change the fight.
Have you read the Justice League versus Avengers, the George Perez one?
Yeah,
because there's a fantastic scene in it which I really enjoy, which is Batman versus Captain America, and they don't fight at all. They just stand and look at each other and kind of move and pivot slightly and stuff. And after a couple of scenes, they basically say, basically we're fucked, aren't we? Because they're mimicking each other's fighting styles and things. It's brilliant, really well done. So anyway, what I'm getting from that is
fan fiction. Glorified fan fiction. No, just for, George Perez, rest in peace. Fan fiction.
There you go. Cancel the attention-seeking geek.
Again.
Right. So yeah, so I mean, I'm with you guys. To be honest, I don't think this will ever happen. It'll not happen in the comics again for a long, long time. I don't think.
No.
But I would like to see it. Just quickly jump into the comments. What was that? I looked away there. Did you
Go
say
on,
something?
James. You made a little
Yes,
sound.
James.
No, I'm good.
What did you say?
No, it's all right. Let's move on.
Chris, nice to see you, Chris. Thank you for joining. I'm sure they were aware of each other long before Gunn and his one good film. You know, I mean, you're not wrong, Chris. You're not wrong.
He is really wrong.
Is he?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, The Suicide Squad, Sliver.
Slither's very good.
Don't
Very
even.
Slither. Yeah.
Scooby
Fuzzy,
fucking do, bitch.
Scooby Doo.
He
Yes.
wrote
Scooby-Doo.
two Scooby-Doo movies.
But he
Yeah.
produced these sort of yeah.
He's supposed to direct the third one. Before they cancelled it.
Fuzzy, Superman, Mince. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Great.
Chris, it will likely happen. The question is, will it be for the right reasons or for a big payday?
Payday.
It's bound to be a big payday.
Big payday. Yeah,
Big
we're
payday.
on the decline, guys. Let's crack these two together. You know.
It's all positivity tonight, isn't it? Jack, hi Jack. Jack, as you've just heard, we're on the decline, so welcome to the show. Like you said, one good fool,
Ooh.
Chris.
I always fall out with Chris in the chat.
Yeah,
He
I
needs
don't
to
know.
get his
Chris is
snuggy
just
ass up
muted.
on this screen, and we'll have it out.
Phil, when is the last time they done Marvel and DC comic crossover? Oh God, they've done. Did they do Batman Spawn? That's not DC, obviously. I can't remember, Chris. Phil, it's a long time since the.
Would have been the 90s, I'd say.
Yeah. It's been a while. It has been a while. And there's no good reason. Fuzzy's right. I think it like.
Remember when crossover came out and everyone thought that we were going to
Yeah.
have Marvel DC, and it just never happened, and it was
And
just,
it turned out to just be a load of shit, didn't it? It was
just creators masturbating to themselves, basically.
yeah. James, moving on from creators masturbating.
Yes.
This is something you're excited about. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So this is they've announced the next Game of Thrones spin-off series. It's called Night of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. So it's adapting kind of a series of short stories set 90 years before the main series called they're kind of known as the Tales of Dunk and Egg. So Dunk is like Duncan the Tall, I think is his name. I think he's Brienne's like great grandfather. But it follows him and his squire Egg. Yeah,
Duncan the Tall.
Duncan the Tall, yeah, because he doesn't have
That's
he's
stupid.
He's glad I wasn't around back then.
he's what's known
He'd had a rotund.
he's what's known as a hedge knight. So he's sort of like a Ronin, like he doesn't have a house or any land and kind of goes place to place looking for work. But the first one's adapting the first story, so it's the hedge knight.
Sorry to interrupt, James. Sorry, when you said it was set 70 years earlier,
90.
Is that earlier from Game of Thrones or earlier from the House of the Dragon?
Game of Thrones. So some of the older characters appear in this series. Like there's a toddler Walder Frey in the third one. Aemon Targaryen, the Maester at the Wall, he's also in it as well, young. But it's a fantastic, kind of a bit more lighthearted than the main series. Like, and they're very kind of simple stories, but really great characters. And curious about doing a whole season on each story because they are quite short. So I don't know if it'll just be 6 episodes, or maybe even less than that. Because like I think you could have done a 9-episode season with all 3 stories in it.
Right.
But surely they're gonna I think they'll flesh out some of the side characters maybe in it. But yeah, this is one that I know fans have been really excited to see, or they're hoping that they would do. So I'm really excited for this.
Fuzzy's calling it already. Hot take. All these Game of Thrones spin-offs the last 2 series before getting cancelled. They've milked it too
James's
much.
heartbreak.
I disagree with that. I think well, the good thing about these are that they're mini stories, so they have an ending, so you don't need to do the next season. You know.
Yeah.
But like House of the Dragon, I think they've shown with House of the Dragon that people like other aspects of the Game of Thrones world, and I think if you don't crack out 3 shows a year, you know, if we get House of the Dragon, a season of this, House of the Dragon, the Jon Snow show, you know, another season of this, then it'll be
That's
okay.
a lot.
I was going to say,
Well, one per year though. Like we get 3-4 Star Wars shows a year. Like, you know,
Yeah, but
this
it's
too
Star
much?
Wars. It's
yeah, but look
you
what's
know.
happening with the quality of that.
well, how dare you? Firstly, But no, it's Star Wars. Star Wars as an institution. It's the history, the fan base, everything like that. I feel like with Game of Thrones, just do one thing at a time for now. You're still a baby. Like I know the books have been around a long time and stuff like that, but like I think shows wise, like just hold your horses. You bloody Brienne's dad or whatever. Like just wait, see if House of Dragon get that done, and then if people
but
still want it.
if it's 2 years between seasons, like I would like one Game of Thrones thing a year. I think that's enough. Like that's not too much, and that's a nice pacing for it. Like I'm kind of a bit bummed there's no thing this year. You have to hold us over till the next season of that. But fantastic stories anyway. So this will be really good. I'm sure this will be a good show.
I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I loved House of the Dragon. I thought the quality of that was great. I do agree with what Fuzzy and Ben are saying. You can't get too much of a good thing, can't you? And I think that's where I am a little bit with Marvel at the moment. I think I've seen too much of it on TV. So, but I think if you're saying it's going to be like one season a year, that's doable. I could do that. What do you think, GP? Are you a Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, it sounds like it'll be short, like 6-episode series.
I think maybe even less. Like it's a very
Yeah,
short
so
story.
that's not bad at all. Just to tie you over to like the next season of House of Dragon. So yeah,
And if it's kind of like you say, standalone stories set, that might be easier to watch. Luke, are you a big Game of Thrones fan?
I loved Game of Thrones when it first started, but my God, did it go downhill? And that ending was shockingly bad. I'm surprised anyone is giving this any more of their time. Granted, I haven't seen this House of Dragon series, so I can't really say anything about that. But after the way Game of Thrones ended, I don't really want to go and watch more.
You're not alone, Luke. I know many people, my girlfriend included, that were so burned by the ending of Game of Thrones that they just won't watch House of the Dragon.
I didn't mind it.
There was just there was so much just left
I
on the
liked
table. There was so much unanswered. There was,
It was 3 seasons worth of story in 6 episodes. That was the problem with that.
And I think we've got to remember that Luke's a big Lost fan. So do you know what I mean?
You know what? The post that I made on social media the day I watched the finale of Game of Thrones was that Game of Thrones owes Lost an apology because everyone moaning about how that had so many unanswered questions. Game of Thrones done exactly the same. Like they had so many missed opportunities.
Yeah, just skimmed over details.
Did you just say social media like you're 75?
No, but I meant like those darn kids.
Back in my day.
The one thing I would say with this,
social media.
James, is that a film could be worth a swing. A film.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
if it's a
they're
short story.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, I think a film would have plenty of time in 2 hours to tell this story. Like it's basically the main character had a tourney and he gets into a fight and it kind of escalates there. Like it's not very long at all. I think they did announce that they are doing some kind of Game of Thrones film, like set somewhere else as well.
Right.
And there's a couple of animated series that they're working on as well. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
Today,
I'll give it a watch because and Luke, you're missing out, mate, because House of the Dragon was phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Just quickly jump into the comments, guys. Phil is agreeing with Fuzzy that they should move on to the next thing, take more chances, but money talks. It is making money, so that's the thing, I guess. 6 Skill Padawan, looking forward to these. Yeah, I mean, I like the universe, so I'll be watching it. Go to any discount shop and they're full of Game of Thrones merchandise. They've killed it themselves. He's not wrong either. He's not wrong. Wayne, ending was crap. The new series don't like. Fair enough.
Say how you feel, Wayne.
Phil, Game of Thrones was amazing up till the time they killed it. Yeah, that was a bit of a he's using my words there, Utakak. But yeah, you're right. The killing of the Night King felt very quick and very kind of, I don't know, I was expecting.
Oh, I love the catch and shit like that.
I just felt there was a lot of build up for it and then it ended very quickly.
It should have been John. Like they should have had a fight.
Sounds like
it's entire arc,
I honestly thought I had a theory. There was a whole like grayscale aspect to it all, and I thought it would be that if you were already inflicted with a mystical disease, maybe you were then unable to be risen again as like a White Walker. And so even though that wouldn't stop them from being killed, it would stop you from adding to his army. So I thought that the whole idea of him curing that disease meant that they could inflict everyone go into battle, do what they need to do, and then cure everyone at the end. And I thought that would have made for a much better linking all the stories together. But then that just dropped off of a cliff and they never went back to it. And then you had the White Walkers destroyed just by killing the head one, and they all fell down.
As soon as they ran out of book material, it kind of went downhill, I feel.
Yeah.
That's kind of, the crux of it.
Fuzzy's just saying that his missus is the prat that keeps buying it. He's got 3 Game of Thrones diaries for no reason. It should have been John, and it should have ended the series. Yeah, interesting one. Okay, moving on. I just wanted to just touch on this. This tugged on my little heartstrings. Jeremy Renner walked onto the Jimmy Kimmel stage, was declared the toughest Avenger. Did anybody see the clip of this?
Yeah.
No,
because I didn't lose track of the story, but I knew he was in hospital and I knew he'd gone home, and I thought he was a hell of a mess because everything went very, very quiet. So I kind of thought he was, really fucked up. But then he's done this appearance and he looked great and he was, in good form, and he walked on and walked off, and it was just nice. It was nice to see the guy.
Okay, and he's fucking. He can take that shit, man.
No, this is it.
Like he got run over by a snowplow. Like
At all.
Yes, and it chewed him up as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There are some pictures of him like from hospital now out there from like the early days, and he
gruesome.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
Yeah, so really pleased. Just very, very nice to see. James, this is another one that you asked to mention. The Conjuring is getting a TV series at Max. I'm a big fan of the Conjuring movie, so this has got us quite excited.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's like with the Warrens, like it's a Conjuring show rather than kind of just another thing set in the universe. But I think that's been, it's up and down. Some of them are amazing and some of them aren't great. But like I think it's been one of the best kind of new things in horror. Like certainly the Conjuring series is some of the most terrifying movies of the last few years. So yeah, I'd be really excited to see this. I know like HBO kind of announced a few things, and this is one I definitely like perked up at.
I mean, I'm an absolute sucker for your anthology kind of episode by episode ghost stories, which is what I'm hoping this is, rather than an overarching arc, because Ben, you got me onto American Horror Stories, so the kind of the one-off episodes, and I have to say the quality of them varies massively.
Some of them are really bad.
I have watched the what do you call it, House of Curiosity on Netflix.
Oh, Cabinet of Curiosity.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
So
it was a bit hit and miss again. Though,
I thought that.
There was another show back in the day, like many moons ago, called Masters of Horror that ran for 2 series. And they were single individual stories, but they were written and directed by famous horror writers and creators. They were great fun.
Well, what about your ultimate fandom thing? Was it Tales of the Crypt or whatever? That had a show, right?
Yeah, I missed that show. That show. I mean, that was like a very.
Was that more kid friendly?
Well, it was like an early Black Mirror in a way. It was all about getting comeuppance in the end, wasn't it? Every tale was someone meeting their doom.
Yeah, but there was some cracking episodes on it. Because I remember watching Tales of the Crypt, and I remember watching more sci-fi oriented Outer Limits.
Yes.
Anybody watch that? That was very, very cool as well.
I loved the Outer Limits.
Bit like Twilight Zone, but sci-fi based rather than horror based, I guess you'd say. And of course, we had the remake, didn't we, of Twilight Zone by Jordan. I didn't see that one. Some of it really good, and then others you just sit and you think, I can't believe I've given an hour of my life to this.
But at least it's only an hour. When there's single episodes like that, you can do it. Like you're not going to please everyone. But when you do a whole season or multiple seasons and it fails, that's where the problem is.
I really miss, and I know we talked last time we had one of these shows about them potentially bringing the X-Files back, but I really miss my monster of the week, scary story of the week kind of show, where I haven't got to know the backstory for 15 years. I just switch it on and it scares us for an hour or something.
You watched Ash versus Evil Dead?
So it's on my list. I watched a couple of episodes and I drifted away from it. So I kind of want to get back to that.
That's great. And that's monster of the week sort of format. Buffy. It's like Buffy, basically.
Yeah.
The problem with those creature features is that they never stay that way. They're always that way for the first 1 or 2 seasons, and then they end up with those story arcs that go on for episodes and seasons galore.
I mean, look at X-Files. X-Files was tremendous in its heyday, and then it just went to utter shit.
Well, the other one was
Yeah.
Supernatural. Supernatural started off with individual stories every week, and then they just
Yeah.
became
I've
long-running.
never watched the X
story
Files.
arcs.
Yeah,
You've never watched
What?
the X-Files?
No,
I
because
I haven't either.
yeah, because you
What?
think when it was on TV, it was what, mid-90s, so I was like
Yeah.
5, you know, and I remember just saying, "Oh, this looks like Men in Black, but shit,
Yeah.
like." 'Cause you never seen anything. Like that's what
Right,
I thought
well,
as a kid, right?
Ben,
so I
I'll-
need
I'll-
to
I'm
revisit
going to
it.
set you and James some homework.
Oh Jesus!
I can't
All
remember
right,
the
Dad.
name of the episode.
I never did do homework.
But there's an episode with a
It
guy who
explains a
basically
lot.
kind of contorts himself into escalators and things, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and
I
it's
think that was
proper
the first
scary.
series as well.
It's proper scary, you know. So,
Was it
when
Tombs?
X-Files was good, it was amazing, and then it got, like Luke said, it got too embroiled in a longer arc story where it just
Right.
lost you, you know. It lost you.
Yeah.
And anyway, just jumping into the comments, guys. Fuzzy, going back to the Jeremy story, this was the maddest story since Brian Harvey from East 17 fell out of his own car, running himself over. Yeah. Yeah, and there was also that tragic story. I mean, I'm laughing because the poor guy died. There's the guy from Star Trek, wasn't it? From the new Star Trek guy, the guy who played Chekhov.
Anton Yelkin.
He
Yeah.
went to open his gate and the car ran into him. Horrendous.
Is that how he died? I thought it was like
No,
an illness.
so he got out
No,
of
no.
his car to open his his gates, and the car, he must have
What
put the
fuck?
brake
I
on.
didn't know
Car
that.
slowed
There was
down.
like a defect with that model or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't even his fault. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Horrific.
That's
horrific.
mad.
Question against his gate, yeah.
This is cheerful, isn't it? 6-scale Padawan really
Saturday
hoping
night, guys.
when I can come back. Yay! Back to Mayor of Kingstown. I've never watched that, but I've heard it's
I've not
superb.
watched that either.
Yeah.
Wayne, Conjuring 2 is the Enfield one is great. I live. Oh wow, yeah. It's a very good one, and I like the Enfield story. There's been a few kind of versions of that. Again, very very creepy. I didn't like. Was it The Devil Made Me Do It? Was that
Yeah,
one?
it wasn't
I
great.
wasn't keen on that one.
I really wanted a Amityville,
Yeah.
Amityville story one. You know.
I
Yeah,
rewatched that recently with my daughter. I hadn't realised that. What do you call him? Deadpool.
Oh, you watched the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise he was in that.
I
didn't realise
think
he
that
did
movie's
somebody. That's
actually pretty good. Yeah, I like that one.
Watch the original, please. Watch
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original.
Chris is saying bring back Quantum Leap. They did, mate. They brought it back. I haven't watched it yet, but it's not got a good. It's not got a good rep. I don't think it's not got Sam in it and whatnot. Scott Bakula, whatever you call him, refused to go into it for some reason. You laughing at?
Yeah,
Keegan?
Tombs.
Bakula.
Bakula. Tombs was that's a very cool one as well. X-Files was fantastic, but it's aged badly. That's a good point, mate. I've not gone back and rewatched it really, so I'm recommending episodes that might go back and make me shit. Hi Ian, thank you very much for joining, bud. Quantum Leap and Sliders were my jam. Yeah, actually, I never really got into Sliders, but Quantum Leap, I loved Quantum Leap. However, Ben, James, you must have watched Quantum Leap.
They're too young, Peter. They're too young.
What?
Quantum Leap.
We're little boys, you know.
Quantum, honestly, I think
Speak
you would
for
have liked.
yourself.
Yeah. James, I slept in the same room as you. You're not a little. Oh, that sounds wrong.
Right. Oh, thanks.
Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
Right, clip that now. Put that in my profile. Cheers.
Chris is saying 2 season 1 episode 2 and 21 great out the gate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like Julie
Yeah.
Anderson.
You seen?
Anyway.
So do you watch Sex Education, where she's like a sex therapist?
Yeah.
She like talks dirty and all this shit.
Shows talking dirty again, Ben.
She like talks dirty. And...
Sexy. Yeah, sexy. Sounds good. Moving on. More from you, James. Harry Potter.
Yes, it's been officially announced now that they're doing a Harry Potter HBO Max series, 1 season per book. So it'll be something like 7 books. If you watch the teaser, it's the same font, same design for Hogwarts,
Yeah,
the
right.
same music. Yeah. So what's the point of this?
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see when the casting comes out, because I would imagine there's going to be a large proportion of fandom already want this to fail and don't.
Well, with
want it.
comments like that, plan to run for 10 years. That's very full of yourself, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
give it a season
40
first
reticent,
before.
you know? Yeah. I think though you're going to have a problem with general audiences rather than like the main fans. Like I think a lot of people, just average Joe, is like, oh, why would I watch this? I saw the movies already. Like I know kind of a lot of people who aren't really nerds, and I said, oh, what you think? They're doing Harry Potter. Why? What's the point of that? You know,
Yeah.
so like unless
Well,
it
there's-
really sticks to the landing right out of the gate, like I
so
just
many
think-
more people now know how the story plays out. So
Exactly.
convincing them same people to invest the time, it just isn't going to happen. They missed an opportunity. Like go back and tell us how the school was founded and show us a series of something based
or
on
like
Yeah,
a
do the
Mirage.
Cursed Child film, like
Yeah,
Cursed
yeah,
Child, and
absolutely.
recast. You know, have because the Cursed Child on West End and stuff has a much more diverse cast. You know, and like you could just replicate that on a film.
But I guess you know, going to Luke's point there is exactly right, because this is a bit like the Game of Thrones thing. Why retell with the same story that we already know? It's a vast universe. Give us something different.
I think to an extent, the failure of Fantastic Beasts.
But that
maybe
was
has to
screwed
do
because
with that as well.
all of the casting changes and the
Well,
But also,
you say
like, that
about
was-
casting. Stop saying you're going to do 10 years worth, because if we've learnt one thing, actors are fucking horrendous a lot of the time, and chances are one of those fuckers are going to like do something bad in those 10 years and not be able to be in the show anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah,
100%.
all of that said, I'll still watch it. I mean,
I'll give it a go, but like,
Oh,
you know, and for me, like with The Last of Us, that's two versions of the same story that I really love. So, like, you know, we'll see how this goes. I think
biggest thing is, right, I really hate Daniel Radcliffe, and then I've come to learn that he's Harry Potter and kind of embrace what I can from that performance, but I still want to punch him in the face. So if they can cast a kid that is a relatable Harry Potter that doesn't, you know, look like they've had a silver spoon up their arse all their life, then I'm excited for
Have you
a
seen
new
what?
Harry.
I really like Daniel Radcliffe. I get happy when I see him in other projects and other
I do
films.
too.
And stuff.
I like him.
I like him. He's a good egg.
have you seen him in Extras? The episode of Extras he's in.
Yeah, he's so good in that.
Very good
Yeah.
at that.
Everyone's
have
good
a-
in extras. That's Gervais writing, you know.
I have a good Daniel Radcliffe story, but I can't tell it on screen.
Oh.
So remind me of it when we finish.
Can't say, come on, man.
No, I
Funny's
can't.
here.
I
Chris is
absolutely
here.
I kind of feel that that's
Ian's here. Come on, like they
I kind of
deserve
feel
it.
that that's
Give
worse,
people what
James,
they
because
want.
now everybody in the chat try and guess what James's dirty story with.
Well, you're
Harry
more than
Potter
welcome to, but yeah, I'll tell you after anyway. But it's,
and we'll
You-
record it and put it out as a short.
Gave
Um,
fellatio to Daniel.
Yeah.
in the ballpark of that.
Good stuff.
In the ballpark.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Um,
Kadabra.
yeah, don't want to know where you put your wand. Stranger Things is getting an animated series. Are we excited about this, guys?
Is Simon
Yeah.
covering this?
It's like anime style. Like I saw an image and it's like kind of anime. It's basically they're just there's nothing original about it. It's just, as far as I know, anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just showing it again, but in like anime form.
Oh,
I
right.
think.
I see. So it's not. It's just a retelling, really.
So
Yeah, and condensed. I think. I'm not
there's
sure.
there's been rumors, right, that they want to expand this universe as well, and I'm wondering if fans actually care outside of anything beyond these characters. I'm not sure if that's going to be something.
Eddie,
don't know.
I care
think
about
it'll be-
Eddie.
I tell
Give
you
me
what I
all the
do
Eddie
care about,
content.
and I'm hoping you guys care as well, because I would like to go and see this, and my wife's not
Oh, yeah.
interested.
Oh, the live show.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm all in for this. I'd like to spend a weekend, maybe go down London and go and see this. But my wife's not interested. So this sounds really cool. I think the tickets have opened now at the Phoenix Theatre. I'm sure I've been to the Phoenix Theatre. But yeah, I think this will be very, very cool. I mean, James, you've got everybody talking.
Everyone thinks I got molested by Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. I mean, let's.
This took a turn. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. I mean. Anyway, are you guys interested in seeing the theatre show of Stranger Things? I'm just
Oh, yeah,
intrigued
I'd
at how
love
they're
to.
going to do the
I
upside
didn't
down.
even know this was a thing. This
No,
is the
I
first
never-
I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, it's been kind of
So
gently
what is it though?
publicised
Like,
for a while.
what's the story of it?
They've said nothing. It's literally that's
It's-
all we really know so
Isn't
far.
it about Vecna when he's a kid, like
I think so.
going into the upside down for the first
Yeah.
time and all that
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. So I'm quite touched your broomstick, James.
It'll be interesting to see like staging, how they.
Yeah,
kind of,
that's what's got me intrigued.
that
How they
stuff.
do like that transition to the upside down and things like that.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
theatre can do some amazing stuff now. Like
Yeah.
I went to see the Back to the Future musical recently, and like fuck me, that car came out of nowhere. Like, and I still can't work out how they did that magic. Like,
it came from
it was
future.
The Back
absolute
to the Future
sorcery.
musical.
Yeah, with the car just
When the
like
fuck did
comes
that
out of
happen?
nowhere.
Oh, it's been out for a while. Though. Yeah.
Really?
Have you not? Oh, mate, get on it.
No.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
Good
music's
stuff.
terrible in it, but yeah.
Good stuff. So that's a
me up.
one I think for the future for me definitely. So it'll be nice to go and see that. Now we talked briefly about actors, Ben, a little bit earlier. James kind of mentioned, and we had a chat at the weekend, that we kind of skirted over this. We didn't really talk about it when it happened, and I don't want to go into massive detail.
I
now.
think it's all still alleged. That's the problem.
Yeah,
isn't
this
it?
is,
Like,
and I'm a big believer in not kind of as we did with the whole Rick and Morty stuff and all the rest of it, until it's proven concrete, and all the rest of it. It is just rumor. But
I
this
think
was
he's a bit of a
interesting.
bellend as well.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Rick
That
and
other
Morty.
people have now come out and said that he's a bit of an arse. I don't want to get into the is he, isn't, all the rest of it. But do you think Disney are starting to twitch? Do you think Disney are, because there was a comment last week that Disney execs had met with his agent for a discussion.
It is literally the worst person that this could be happening to as well. When you build
Oh,
your
right.
entire phase of your movies
Although,
around them.
as stories go, just bring in another actor and just keep them blue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of normal people might not necessarily even like.
Notice.
I mean, they got away with it with Rhodey, didn't they? And that was such a big
Mm.
character in the first Iron Man. So, and he's technically only been in one film
I guess I'm wondering,
so far.
and we'll not know obviously for a while, but I'm wondering where the heads are in terms of Loki, because he obviously features prominently in the Loki series. That's due out soon.
I would
Just wanna
imagine
get it out.
Yeah, I'd imagine he has cameo like the Marvels, probably a post-credit scene there. He's probably signed on for a couple others as well. So we'll see. But yeah, he's been for me the most exciting thing about this new phase. So I'm just like,
by far
hear
the
that-
best bit was that last shitty film. The Ant-Man
definitely,
film.
yeah. So like I honestly, when I read this at first, I was really good at it, and again, like I wait and see what we hear when we hear more about it. But it's really unfortunate situation, I think.
It's hard, isn't it? Because, like, look, I honestly don't care if my actors are sociopaths. I mean, I'm streaming with Luke tonight. That's fine. it's obviously the things like abuse and stuff like that like Disney will be not wanting to have that attached.
Last time I heard, his lawyer had come out and said that witnesses the whole thing and that he was completely innocent.
Apparently there's some tape or something where the girlfriend said like she didn't mean it or something, or apologized to him or something. So I don't know.
I really do hope it all blows over, because like you say, this he was phenomenal in Ant-Man.
It'll never go away from though. This will follow him
he's
forever the rest of his
tarnished,
career.
Fuzzy saying, Fuzzy's saying Robert Downey Jr. can step in there. Yeah, we sometimes.
Well, he was in jail.
Downey's
But,
past,
you
you know
know.
what I mean?
He was convicted. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke, you're saying, mate.
I was going to say, if anything has shown us already, the is Ezra Miller or whatever his name is from The Flash, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that took like 2 years for them to get all this stuff out. Like, this could be a really long process. Like,
he assaulted a woman on camera as well, like choke slammed her.
Ezra,
yeah, so
well, yeah. I mean, she was like harassing him, and he just kind of pushes her away by the neck. To be fair, but still, she was, by all accounts, I think it looked like she was coming for him, sort of thing. He's like,
it's like you say,
I'm not
it's just
defending Ezra Miller. Can I just say?
No. A double cancel Ben tonight.
Jesus. That's it. I'm over. Lost my 2 fucking subscribers.
Yeah. Hi, Connie. Yeah, so it is. It's sad. Hopefully, time will tell how it ends out. But I think if Marvel will no doubt be shitting themselves at the moment about what they're going to do with this. Suicide Squad game, the Kill Justice League reportedly delayed again.
Yeah.
It's chaos,
a year now, isn't it?
2024. Yeah, it was supposed to be out next month, like the end of next month.
Mate. Just give up.
can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
So apparently, like, and it's sort of sad because I was looking forward to seeing the story of this. I'm like annoyed that it's delayed, but the live service thing seems bollocks. But yeah, like apparently they're not tweaking that much. Apparently, we'll see. But like the reveal of it was so disastrous. Like I've never seen so many people shit on something so much. I think it'd be wise to like just not have any reference to buying more things in this game at all.
Yeah.
You know, just let you earn everything in game.
But even the gameplay you showed on Boys and not Boys and the Toys, Let's Talk Toys, looked shit.
Well, I think more so for me, it's like the fact that King Shark and Harley are shooting the same guns. You know, there doesn't seem to be much variation other than.
Let's be honest. And Ben, you were kind of a Suicide Squad biggest fan, I think. If you're picking up a console to play King Shark, do you want him with a machine gun?
No, I want him biting people's heads off.
Yeah,
and look, he's got 2 machetes there. Give me some of that. Actually.
And I'm sure, like, he does bite people's heads off, but like, it's designed for you to be shooting things constantly, and it's just like, yeah, it doesn't look that gameplay wise. I'm sure it is fun.
Interesting, James. That maybe because James Gunn's plan was to have games intertwined into his universe as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because when does that start? Because this is kind of linking into that time.
We won't see, like, there's a Wonder Woman game coming up that potentially could be reworked. Other than that, we won't see a game for 5 years. Like, that's what games take to make now.
Correct us if I'm wrong, James, but the Suicide Squad's part of the Arkham universe.
Yeah, it's a continuation.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
JP, you're a gamer at times, aren't you? You play computer
Allegedly,
games? Are you? I mean, I can probably tell. Are you really excited about the idea of having a controller that can go cold and hot in your hands?
That just doesn't bother me at all.
I don't understand what the fuck that's all about.
Maybe it's like an immersion thing. Like if you go into a cold environment, the controller goes cold, something like that. Other than like, I can't imagine it's like if you're cold, it's to warm you, or if you're too hot, I think it's an immersion thing. It seems a very weird thing to put resources into, though.
It's to help people save money on the gas.
Yeah. Let's all gather around the DualShock.
Yeah.
It just feels weird. I mean, anyway, moving on. This got us excited. And Ben, I would imagine, it got you excited, but probably for different reasons. Amazon considers rebooting RoboCop. Hyped, all for that. Ben, Legally Blonde?
Sorry, I was just imagining putting a controller up my ass.
To cool down.
You don't need to imagine in a few years' time, Ben.
Do you know, you do weird shit though when you're a teenager, right?
I've never
stuck a controller in my ass.
Yeah, but come on, we all did some weird stuff, like experimental stuff in our bedrooms. So, just saying, what a time they're living in. What was the question?
Hi, nice to join you. Thank you very much. And so this is the news that they might be considering rebooting RoboCop, which I'm very excited for. Legally Blonde, which I have to say I enjoyed. So the theatre show a while ago, very good. And Stargate. Now Stargate's a big fan favorite. So come to you first, James. Any of those that interest you?
I just watched the first RoboCop for the first time like 2 months ago. I got to see it in the cinema. Absolutely,
nice.
Absolutely, I'll buy that for $1. So like I'd actually really love to see like set it in the same universe as that original one and continue it. I think that'd be great. I didn't think it was bad or as bad. Just derail the whole thing. What was I even talking about? I don't know now.
RoboCop.
Yeah,
that's why we invite Fuzzy, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Just to derail our show. I didn't think the remake was bad, but like I just thought it was a lot less interesting than that original movie or the universe it's in. So like I'd really like to see like maybe have Peter Welling in it, but like a new RoboCop comes about. I think that'd be cool.
See, I mean, I remember watching RoboCop on dodgy kind of VHS when it first came out. I loved every second of it, but that scene where the guy gets hit with the toxic waste and he's kind of and he gets hit by the car and just pops, that disturbed me for friggin' months. Ben, any of those interest you?
Do you like? Oh my god, you guys! Did you like the show?
I did. I loved it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the numbers on my
Yeah.
my Deezer playlist. I don't really care for any of these franchises, to be honest. Yeah, like I'm very similar to James. I'm sort of fairly new to RoboCop. I think I watched it for the first time as research. For It's Not That Bad. I think Dan did. Can't remember, was it 2 or 3? So I had to watch the other one, sort of thing. Yeah, and absolutely sort of loved it. But because when you join something so late, it doesn't hold that kind of nostalgic value that it does for other people. So yeah, but again, it's like they're still great. So I don't need another version of that first film, But I guess that would be the only one that I might cast an eye. Stargate is Star Trek, right?
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
People know how I feel about Star Trek, and Stargate is a poor man's Star Trek, so that says it all. Okay, throwing it out.
And with that bombshell, Luke, I'm going to guess you're looking forward to Stargate reboot.
Do you know what? Stargate as a movie, I really enjoyed. I can't say that I was really big onto the TV series and the spin-offs. But no, the RoboCop remake that they did, I would argue that came out too soon. Whereas now I think is the perfect time for a RoboCop reboot, especially if we can get a TV series out of it. I don't know if they would do maybe a TV series and then a movie, or a movie and then a TV series, but I think RoboCop could really work now.
If they kept the aesthetic, like if they literally, rather than trying to make him sexy like they did in the reboot, like bring back, as James says, Weller, doing the
original costume, that original suit is perfection. That you don't need anything. You don't need slick and all the rest of it. That says everything. How about you, GP? You're a legally blonde man, I can tell.
Definitely, all over that.
Mushy stuff. Mushy.
Mushy stuff. No, I don't think I'd want to reboot a RoboCop or Stargate because I enjoy them as they are. They already did a RoboCop TV series back in the day, and that was just absolutely shite.
Oh, really?
Well, there was an animated series, isn't there?
They actually did a live action. Or it was made for TV movies or something like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and they were really, really bad.
Okay, interesting. So just quickly jumping to the comments, guys. Phil, Stargate, lots of fans for Stargate. I have to admit, I'm a bit like Luke. I remember watching the movie, didn't watch the TV show, but I think I watched the one with the guy from Trainspotting, which was Stargate Universe, where he was on the was it on a spaceship?
It was something like that.
It's all on a spaceship, isn't it? It's fucking Stargate.
Oh no, Stargate, they're not on a spaceship. They go through the gates to different planets.
On spaceships, right?
No.
Ben's thinking of a completely different show.
No, it's Chris Judge with the fucking thing on his head.
Yeah.
Shit.
Connie, why reboot? Why reboot things when they're already perfection?
Exactly.
Legally Blonde doesn't need to be rebooted. I agree.
I think this would be like requels, though.
And I think I think she'll be in it. I think Reese will be in it, and she'll be kind of I don't know. I'd like to see
it. Kind of like it doesn't translate as well if you were to set it now. Because the world has changed a little bit. Like it's not. Yeah.
Tell you what, I watched the other just with that in mind, and there. Going to lose some viewers probably. I rewatched Pretty Woman because it was on when I came in late at night. That's a pretty odd movie.
Yeah.
About prostitutes and men, and do you know what I mean? It kind of feels like you couldn't get away with that these days in terms of. However, Julia Roberts, wow. Connie.
That's my Pretty Woman impression.
Do it again, Ben. It was.
Apparently it's improvised.
It was almost like she was in the room, honestly. Connie, Stargate and Downfall, very good. Fuzzy, the 2012 version was atrocious. I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right.
I remember coming out of that movie thinking, I didn't know who Joel Kinnaman was at the time, thinking that was the most generic man I've ever seen on screen. Like we couldn't remember what he looked like coming out of it.
Wow.
And like it wasn't until like I think Suicide Squad and Run All Night that we were like, oh, this guy's actually pretty good.
Chris is right. I think that's probably my selling point for that reboot of RoboCop. It's got Michael Keaton in it as the bad guy. Yeah.
All right.
Phil must have refused to watch it. A lot of people did, mate. RoboCop Commando was probably the first 18th episode. God, Commando, yeah. Bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very cool film. Stargate 1 will be hard to beat. Connie, if they reboot Legally Blonde, they need to keep Jennifer Coolidge in. Yeah, she was superb. MacGyver. It had MacGyver, yeah. Just try in Stargate 1. That was. Grey Man, thanks very much for joining, bud. Wasn't that? That's the one I'm thinking of, Connie. Stargate Atlantis, I think.
We're chasing them.
Yeah.
That was that one.
Yeah, that was the one on the spaceship, I think, wasn't it?
I thought they were all on spaceships too, to be honest. Because Stargate.
Wouldn't Atlantis be in a submarine?
No, I think the spaceship was called Atlantis or something.
Oh,
Okay.
that's stupid.
That's stupid. Connie saying she doesn't see RoboCop. There's some homework for you then, Connie, because as Dr. Von Hoot says, RoboCop is a masterpiece. You need
Timeless, I think, really. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to very briefly touch on this because this news kind of passed me by a little bit. That Jamie Foxx was very ill earlier in the week and got rushed off set to hospital, and it's now come out that he suffered a stroke and had to have surgery. So just thoughts and prayers with Jamie Foxx. He's only 50 odd. He's not an old guy. It's scary. Very scary.
I've heard a lot of rumours coming out of that production, though, that he's had big bust-ups with Cameron Diaz and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I read that. Didn't she say she was never going to act again or something because of...
there's been quite a few rumours coming out of that whole thing.
Yeah. So, anyway,
okay.
Thoughts and all the rest of it. Indie. So, we've talked about this a little while ago. We've kind of skirted around it. Disney have now finally come out and confirmed that Indiana Jones 5 will end the Harrison Ford-led franchise for good. So, I just wanted to ask you, each of you...
Did you credit Screen Rant or Geeky Gasbag Show?
Did you talk about this as well? Did you use this slide? I can't remember. Do you think he's going to die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a nice way, I think, like
In a nice way.
peacefully. Yeah.
So I've got
Won't get killed by his son anyway. That's for damn sure.
Do you think that we're going to see a film where he is old all the way through, or do you think they're going to use the CGI stuff to give us a prequel backstory where we're seeing him tell the tale?
Yeah, backstory. Because we've
seen. Do you think the majority of it is going to be him young?
No, I'm not sure. I think
I'd say 30%, maybe 40, ish. Like,
it's expensive to do that, right? So I think
but if this is going to be his
less.
if this is going to be his swan song, and if this is going to be his final one, maybe for all I know, maybe he's on his deathbed telling this story. Like, who knows?
No, because we've seen lots of in the newer trailer, he's out and about and it's
riding horses and subways.
Yeah. If he dies, we'll riot. Yeah.
It was a lot stronger, that second trailer, I thought.
I thought that,
Yeah.
I thought the last trailer was really, really good. I think they'll pass the mantle on to someone because Disney are going to want to keep plugging this for cash, aren't they? So I reckon.
I hope they don't. I really hope they don't.
But you see, I love
I don't
this
think
style.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge would want it, though. To be honest, I feel like she's got enough going on with her writing that she wouldn't necessarily want to.
You see, I would be
Indiana
happy for
Jones.
them to get rid of Indy, but bring back National Treasure. With,
Nicolas Cage. There's a series on Disney Plus of that.
It's crap. Yeah. Just want to say quickly hi to Rob. Thank you very much for joining, my friend.
Hi, Rob.
Hey
Rob.
We are talking Indiana Jones.
Yes.
So, will you be sad if they kill off Indy?
But they haven't done it yet.
I think the last film kind of did it, to be fair.
Oh my goodness. I tell you, when I saw this trailer coming out, I didn't watch it initially simply because I was afraid of watching it to see if they were going to tarnish anything any worse. I mean, but in reality, I don't know. It's the first one was so great. The third one was awesome. I'm not a huge Temple of Doom guy, but I understand its place and some people dig it. But obviously, aside from that trilogy, I mean, 4 was just such a cluster. So if they can bring in, as long as this one's not a complete dumpster fire, and they can let him ride out, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mad that 4 was 15 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy to think back.
I will say this: one of the best things about them making this movie is all the merchandise that we're going to get. Because if this is the final one, we're getting some amazing toys and action figures and other merch. And they're actually going back. They're going back and giving us young indie and old indie. A whole range of different stuff. And like I say, if this is the last chance to get those. Then at least we got that chance.
I wonder if they're going to just ignore the last film, because didn't they set up Shia LaBeouf as his son?
Yeah.
Well, I think he'd still be his son. I think the last one's still going to be canon, whether we like it or not. I don't hate that last film. Like, I still think there's some little. I really enjoyed Shia LaBeouf's character and relationship with Indy and stuff like that. I just didn't like, flying with monkeys and shit. But and
in nuclear explosion proof fridges.
That didn't offend me as much.
It was the first time in this entire film and comic universe that somebody didn't die in a fridge.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
See, I just never seen number 4. I've never.
Well, there you go. Then you're great.
You're not going to get the Shia LaBeouf post-credit scene then.
Just quickly jumping back to the chat, Chris, they could just slot an episode of the Young Indiana Jones at the beginning, saving the CGI. That was a good show. I used to like that.
There was a I think it just got cancelled last week, but there was supposed to be a Disney Plus series about his mentor.
All right.
Who is named in the movies. I don't know I can't remember what it was, but it's the guy that trained him or whatever was supposed to have his own, like a young him show.
I didn't hear about that one. Fuzzy, as we all know now, Fuzzy likes to just put the cat amongst the pigeons. His acting's been wooden for years, though, let's be honest. Would anyone notice?
Fuzzy, he's going through. Harrison is seemingly going through the motions on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he even says it. Why'd you do this film, Harrison? The money.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Dr. Von Hoot. We should bring back Short Round.
Yeah. Oscar winner.
Oscar-winning actor now. Like, let him take the helm.
Yes.
Beautifully argued, Ben. Beautifully argued. Yeah.
But has any
post-credit scene in this film with Short Round, I would lose my marbles.
You literally just have to show a post-credit scene of him literally picking up the hat and putting it on.
There you go.
People will go wild.
Taking his fucking baseball hat off or something.
Or being just in the background playing the bullwhip.
So good. I'd love that.
Has any one character, though, put more kids on a path to study archaeology only to find out the movie lied to them? This is not what I went to school to learn. I thought I was going to be a cool adventurer. No, I'm going to be...
I mean, I must say, mind, as much as I do love indie, because I absolutely love indie, I keep going back to it. Those National Treasure movies with Nicolas Cage are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just Nicolas Cage or what, but I love those. James, you mentioned the TV show. It's dog shit. I mean, it's horrendous.
Oh, the National Treasure. Is Nick Cage like have a cameo in it?
No, I only managed 3 or 4 episodes, and it's very aimed at kind of younger teens. I would have said.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And don't forget as well, we've got the Lara Croft franchise as well.
Yeah,
that could be revisited.
Don't say it, Peter. I know you're
wasn't going to say it, James.
I know you're going to say it.
That phenomenal film. What's it called again?
Shut up.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yeah, that's what I'll call it.
Yeah. Just quickly, Jack saying, absolutely love the National Treasure movies. Yeah, and Fuzzy Short Round rifling through his pockets as he's laid on the floor drooling.
I can't believe you're even putting National Treasure in the same conversation as Indiana Jones.
Oh, how can you know? It's amazing. It's got Nicolas Cage in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? James, last time I had one of these shows, we said Bill wouldn't be returning to play Pennywise in the It prequel. But now we've heard that he's in talks to reprise the role.
Well, I did a bit of research, Peter.
Mhm.
I think you pulled that out of your ass, to be honest. I've not found any source saying that he's in talks or anything for Pennywise. That said, at the HBO, they talked a little bit about the show at the HBO thing, and in the background is like Pennywise covered by a balloon. So,
All right.
like that indicates to me that, like, you know, I think he probably will be in it for a bit, if not star in it. But like, there has been casting other characters. So yeah, it'd be awful to not have him in
I
this.
don't
Like,
know how you could not have him in. I mean, I'm a huge fan of these movies, so I'm hoping that this TV series does it a bit of justice. How about you, Luke? Are you a fan of the It franchise?
I've only ever seen the first one of this
It's
reboot.
probably his best.
Yeah.
I love the original TV movie.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm looking at that with rose tinted glasses because I haven't seen it.
it's dog shit. Other than Tim Curry,
I haven't seen
No,
it.
the,
since
fir-
the
the,
original.
the first
It's
part
really
of
bad.
it's good. Okay, it's the second
so
part.
bad.
How dare
Rob, are
you.
you a horror fan? I can't remember.
I'm not, but there's only one Pennywise, and it's Tim Curry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Ben's actually met Tim Curry, haven't you, Ben?
I have, yeah, very
Yeah.
poorly, bless him. But
Yeah.
it was a very special moment. It was maybe one of the most emotional meet and greets I've had. Actually,
Yeah.
it just felt something. It just felt really, really special, you know, to be with
Yeah.
him. So yeah.
Just quickly mentioning, Connie's never seen the Indiana Jones movie. You've never seen Indiana Jones,
Connie,
Connie?
What?
I've never sat through one start to finish.
Connie's never seen
What?
Indy.
Eh?
She's just skipping the 80s completely. Like,
I don't understand how you can not have seen Indiana Jones. You as well, James.
Can-
T.
I've-
I've seen.
sorry, I was going to give a shout out to Reviews with Rich, who hopefully I will be going on to do a review of Indy soon. So subscribe to his channel if you haven't.
Very
already.
cool.
Reviews with Rich.
Dr. Von Hoot. I'm with Ben. No. Ian Carter. I want them to make Cujo. Oh, Cujo.
So do you know what?
That proper scared me when I was younger.
I've just been watching today Beethoven with the Saint Bernard dog with my kids, and
What
they
a-
said
what a
to me,
film.
they were like, "Oh, can we get a dog?" And I was like, "No, I've seen Koju."
You just don't get a really big dog.
Do you know what though? That film's
Love
quite
that.
difficult to explain to like a 7-year-old that the vet is the bad guy and he wants the dog so he can try out guns. Like
Yeah.
Stanley.
Now let's
took
take
the
the
dog
dog
to
to
the,
the
different-
as the
it was a
henchman.
different
So
era
good.
of time.
Yeah.
Such a good film. Oh, Beethoven. Fucking
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, moving on.
Hot Toys, make a Beethoven range.
Right, guys. So that's the news. We're just going to quickly now touch over some of the different books and things we've been reading. I've got a couple of slides for things that I've been reading, and then we'll jump to each of you. And if you've currently been reading, you can chat about that. So first off, Dynamite Scar. Did anybody read this one?
No.
I sort of flicked through it. The artwork wasn't.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It didn't blow us away. I wouldn't normally pick up a Disney book, I have to say, but the cover really jumped out at us. Well, one of the covers. So read that one. That was okay. Maniac of New York. This is stunning. I love this. I've got the original, the first kind of series. This is the follow-on where the killer has been turned into a lady. It's brilliant. If you like slasher books, if you like horror, this is really quite fun. Ben, I think this is probably up your tree. How they're getting away with it, I don't know, because it's literally a copy of
Jason, isn't it?
Jason. Do you know what I mean? It's but it's good fun. Any of you picked that one up or read that?
No, I've been meaning
No.
to.
I'm a
It's good.
volume. I've only done volume 1, so I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so
this is
this is the second volume.
this is volume 2. This picks
Right.
up after well, I'll not spoil the end of the last one, but it kind of brings in more of the mythology of it. Superman book, just because I know Ben loves Superman, Adventures of Superman, John Kent. This is Superman's son. This has been a real fun read. So this is basically where Ultraman has been going through the multiverse, killing versions of Superman and Lois. And there's a real cool end to this issue where they introduce the Superman from the Injustice computer games.
Oh, really?
Which is,
Yeah, nice.
which is very,
Yeah.
very cool. So that's worth a read as well. That's a good, fun read.
I picked that up just for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's very cool, James. James, you've got these two?
Yeah, so just my Dunkin' Egg hype. I went and picked up the graphic novel adaptation of the short story, so I had to flick through that as well. A really great artwork. Again, like an amazing story. And then technically, well, I'm reading it, but I'm also listening to the audiobook at the same time because the production on Star Wars audiobooks are amazing. But this is Jedi Battle Scar, so this is like the interquel between the two Jedi games. So it's kind of leading into the Survivor, which is coming out at the end of the month. So I'm only on chapter 3. I'm assuming because in Survivor, I think the team has like split up. This is to explain what's happened, but the beginning is kind of them breaking into like a bounty hunter like cantina to like blow it up, and it's a fun kind of adventure, and it kind of tells you a bit about what they all think about each other. So it's good fun.
Very cool.
Who voices
Disappointed.
Fifth Brother in the audiobook? Is it
It's
lady
just
from-
it's Sam Maggs, I think, is the narrator.
just one person reading the whole book.
Yeah, well, some of his voices are good, but his like female characters aren't very good. Like I kind of wish they went. Yeah, and like the guy that did the Thrawn one did really good female character. I kind of wish they went like audio drama, like Dooku, with this and had the voice actors in it. But like it's pretty good.
I'm disappointed we missed this when we're at Celebration, because it was the day after that he appeared, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would have loved that, but he just shot on about ponchos the whole time. Like,
Did he?
Yeah, he trolled the situation, like, and it was kind of funny for like a minute, and then it got very awkward very quickly, because the interviewer and the other dude were like,
Yeah, move on.
Yeah,
"Come on," like, and he kept going. Yeah, quite funny.
Very cool. So, mentioned this book last time we were on. This is the Spider-Man book where they're introducing Spider-Boy.
Oh, Bailey.
Yeah,
Is it Bailey?
It's gone mental, that book. It's cack. The story's cack as well.
It won't catch on.
Not worth it. Guardians of the Galaxy, another relaunch. This is kind of a Western version. Ben, I know you like the look of this a while ago. Have you read this one?
I haven't yet. No.
I don't know what I think. Anybody else read it? Or
no, I'm gonna though. I like the look of it.
It's interesting. It is very much Western. It's very much. I mean, it's literally
It came out this week, right?
Yeah, just came out this week,
Is it like a Tatooine-esque planet that they're on?
Yeah.
Like
It's,
okay.
kind of right into town and all that kind of stuff.
It's like Star-Lord excited about like I'm in a Western movie kind of thing.
It's not got the same Guardians kind of humor and stuff. It's very flat, but there's a great concept which I'll not spoil, but called Grootfall, which is kind of what the series is all about, which is interesting. Rob, you're a Western fan, I think, aren't you? Is this
ish? I like Firefly. So I mean, it has a very Firefly look onto this, right? So I do like sci-fi Western. How's that?
Yeah. Well, this is very similar to that, and that's the kind of theme they're going for. Dr. Von Hoot saying he's ordered it, and Fuzzy saying he enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Yeah, Fuzzy, it was an interesting read, and I did like the Groot element. I thought that was really interesting.
Side note on Guardians of the Galaxy and Nathan Fillion, while we're bringing up Firefly, he's been confirmed to appear actually in person in the next film. So he was obviously the blue dude in the prison in the first film, but they show his face in this next film.
All right,
because he was going to be Wonder Man in Volume 2,
he's on a poster in the background as Wonder Man.
Yeah, very cool. I love him as an actor. He's superb I first became aware of him in Buffy. He played the kind of the horrific preacher guy who was just superb in that. I love that.
What's the Neil Patrick Harris Doctor, the evil supervillain one?
From Starship Troopers or
no? Was it?
That's a horrible sing-along.
That one.
Oh yeah, Nathan Fillion was he was the hero in that. Yeah.
Oh, Rob, you see, you've planted an earworm there because I'm very aware I haven't got a 1/6 scale Starship Trooper, and I've talked about that already.
Come on, space Nazis, let's go.
Can't have everything, Peter.
Oh, you can try. Planet of the Apes. Luke, I don't know if you've read this one yet. It was really good.
I haven't, no. So I only heard about this. I didn't even know they were making it. I heard about this through Fuzzy. He put a post up on Instagram.
Yeah. It's set in the movie universe. I enjoyed the first issue. I'll pick up the second one. It was decent.
The newer movies or the originals?
Yeah, the newer movies. Okay. I mean, this first issue kind of retells a lot of the new movies. So yeah, and of course I'm keen on that because me and you have met Andy now at Celebration, didn't we? You know what I mean?
It was amazing because he was like 10 meters away, but like we
Yeah.
met him. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
And he loved it when James shouted Smeagol at him.
I did.
Oh, my
I did.
precious.
Yeah. He
Like
glanced
no
at
one's
me.
ever fucking done that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I
I-
wasn't there. I would have been so embarrassed.
What a trendsetter.
It was one of my highlights of the show. Just a quick side note: I completely forgot that he is both Alfred in the Batman and he
Yeah.
directed Venom.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just completely forgot that those are things.
Yeah, I've tried
until,
to
like,
forget
after.
them altogether. Again, just quickly, 3 other books from this one's from Dark Horse, Where Monsters Lie. This is stunning. I love this series. Well worth a read if you like horror and slasher stuff. I would love to see this made into a movie. This is basically a little kind of secluded, I don't know what you call them in America, Rob, kind of just a little group of houses, walled community kind of thing, where basically all the serial killers and nutters live in like a housing setup.
Okay.
And the police go to basically arrest some of them because they realize where they are, and it's just phenomenal. And them wiping everybody out and stuff. So well worth a read, like that one. Nemesis Reloaded by Mark Miller. Again, a kind of a reboot of his last Nemesis. This was superb. Again, really, really good book. Lots of good action. And The Ambassadors by Mark Miller is really interesting. And this is where there's a lady who can give superpowers to, I think it's 6 people, and she's just picking out random people who she's giving powers to. It's very cool. Okay, have any of you guys read any books you want to mention? Not sure if anybody's read anything this week.
Yeah, I've just finished reading The Crimson Cage.
Oh, Crimson Cage.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good. Really
Yeah,
enjoyed
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Have
Finished
you read that
reading
one? I'm sorry, have you read that one, Rob?
No.
It's by John Lees and Alex Cormack. It's about wrestling, but based on Macbeth, the story of Macbeth. And it's
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
This one, yeah.
It's really good. And I've just started reading Captain Marvel, Volume 1.
Okay.
Oh,
So this
wow.
collects Captain Marvel. Well, it's Marvel Superheroes 12-13, Captain Marvel 1-7, and some of the material from Not Van Deck, number 9.
I
So
bet that's a tough read, the early stuff, though,
Yeah.
man.
it's actually the Captain Marvel stuff's not too bad, Ben.
No,
It's
Silver Age.
because it's later on in the 60s. It's not as hawky.
Okay.
So
I find it really
It's
hard
not
going back
bad.
to any of those old books. I mean, I've got a lot of them in graphic novel format, and I know Luke and Ben, you guys looked at all the old Spider-Man books, and some of them are a challenge to get through.
Oh yes.
yeah, I've been reading the first volume of Spider-Man, and yeah, it is pretty tough.
Bad.
Try picking up some Golden Age stuff.
Yeah. What about yourself, Rob? Have you been reading anything?
Well, I mostly pick up like some of the modern stuff. You know, like I'm suffering through Amazing Spider-Man, which has been just
Painful,
tough.
painful.
Fortunately, Miles has been a little bit better
Yeah.
to read. I'm always reading Star Wars because
Yes.
I'm that. Of course, the king of all Star Wars books. Every issue ever since has been out. Dr. Aphra, totally worth reading.
I've not been into the whole power thing, though. You know, the new power thing she's got. Like,
It's over. And of course the book that my big indie pickup that I pick up every month when it comes out. That's not good reading, but it's just up my alley and fun. Planet Comics from Antarctic Press.
I never even heard of that one.
Oh, Planet Comics was originally an old Golden Age series, sci-fi books and short stories and whatnot, and they continue on with some of the same characters and just little short story sci-fi stuff. None of it's good, but it's just fun little sci-fi schlock.
Yeah.
From the DC side, of course, Nightwing has been great.
Nightwing's been excellent. Yeah.
But then because I like that sci-fi schlock, I'm always picking up and reading these EC trades as they come out. With my bookmarking. Actually, I should swap this out right now. Where'd that envelope go? Here, I'm going to swap this envelope out because I just got in the mail the other day the Dr. Von Hoot, bookmark. So we're going to go ahead and just insert that right now into the old.
And we should say, actually, that's a good prompt. We should say that Dr. Von Hoot has just cracked 200 subs.
Yes.
So massive congratulations.
Giveaway last night.
Hoot.
Very well deserved.
Yeah, congrats.
He was going to be on tonight, but unfortunately, I think he's hungover. I think he's had a few too many drinks. But yeah.
Well, if he just fucking comes on as himself, he wouldn't have to worry. Like, you know.
Yeah, you come on and his makeup's all over the place. His eyes
Yeah.
Good stuff. James, you've mentioned some of your reads, but I just wanted to mention you recommended last week Scooby Apocalypse.
Yes.
So I've gone back and read issue 1 of that and really enjoyed it. So I will be continuing.
It's great,
on.
isn't it? Yeah, surprisingly good.
Kind of thought
Wacky
when you
Raceland
mentioned
as
it,
well, man. Wacky
Yeah,
Raceland.
I'll
I've
have a
read-
look at
Yeah,
that.
that's supposed to be really good as well.
I kind of thought when you mentioned it, it was like a short 4 issues or something, but
That's
it's like
32
issues in, isn't it?
32
Yeah.
issues.
The Flintstones was great as well around that time.
Yeah.
I think the
Flintstones one
Jetsons
they
is
did.
supposed to have a good one as well.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll pick up the rest of those because they're really cool. Ben, have you been reading much? I don't know. I know you haven't got much time to read.
No, really struggling. I'm annoyed, really, at this segment because you've just listed shit that I haven't had time to read. So I'm just sat
I
here
can
like,
save you some time, Ben. Don't bother reading anything X-Men related because it's all shit at the moment.
yeah, but Kingpin's just bowled up at Krakoa. Like that's got me by the balls, man. So I'll be
I
giving
literally
that a
tried
read.
reading some of the X books and I can't even do it. I
There's
can't.
an
The
Ewoks
only one
book
that was any
that's come
good
out
was
this week as well. That I
which one? Sorry,
read. Ewoks.
I haven't
One
read that.
shot.
No.
Is it bad, Rob? Is it not worth?
I refused to pick it up. Okay, I suffered through the Caravan of Courage and the Battle of Endor and all that other stuff back in my youth, and I
What do you mean
refused.
suffered?
to
It's
pick
the greatest piece of Star Wars.
Caravan of Courage is
okay.
good. Like, yeah.
I
That
forgot-
goes a whoosh.
I should have really said, sorry, Ben, I don't think you were on the last time I had Rob on. Rob is a massive Star Wars fan, as is
No.
Ben. So this is going to cause
Rob
friction because we know they
likes
don't.
3 Star Wars films. That doesn't make him a Star Wars fan. Rob's one of the bloody the OG generation who fucking hates it all. Nobody hates Star Wars
my
like the
friend-
original Star
Here,
Wars
I'll
fans.
tell you how what qualifies me as a Star Wars fan. My first viewing of Star Wars
Was, in the
was
cinema.
as Lucas intended. It was at the drive-in theater on a little metal hanging box hanging from the window on the side of the car as we all listened in glorious tinny mono.
Good grief. I mean, I've only seen that in films.
It's better in IMAX though. I know.
Yeah. Before I move on to you, I just want to quickly jump into the chat. Good old Von Hoot. Nemesis Reloaded was great again. Yeah, mate, it's a tremendous series.
I struggled with it, you know. I've not enjoyed it. I sort of was okay, intrigued in the first one. Second one, didn't enjoy. Third one, I started finding it unreadable, to be honest.
I think it's very much written for a movie. Do you know what I mean? Or a mini series. That's the style of it. Fuzzy saying second print of Ambassadors due out in a few weeks. Yeah, that's a great comic. Ian, didn't Mark Miller do 2000 AD too? I'm not sure, mate. I don't know if he did write for 2000 AD. Ian just finished. I should have read that first, shouldn't I? Really.
Pages.
Playboy 234. Center pages. Chris, you're saying I was looking forward to World Tree 33. I don't know what that is, Chris. Not heard of that one, mate. Don't know what that one is. Connie's saying I'm struggling with anything pre 2010.
Wow.
Fuzzy sword being put back.
I'm struggling, meanwhile, the other direction. Anything post.
Yeah. Dr. Von Hoot, I'm trying reading some Star Wars. Is there any standard stories?
Vader down.
I was just about to say a really great miniseries, like it's got a start, middle, end, you know, if you don't want to dive too deep. But also like the main Star Wars run, like even just do the first couple of volumes.
The main Star Wars run. If I was really going to pick up something, I'd go pick up the other than the Vader down, the trades for this Darth Vader series.
Yeah,
Darth Vader and Dr. Aphra. I mean, Dr. Aphra's first volume, amazing, mind-boggling. Second volume's been still good and solid, not as great as the first volume. Whereas Darth Vader, every volume has just been amazing. So picking up the trades on Darth Vader volume, that you can't go wrong.
I've loved the stuff with like Saber and stuff recently. Yeah.
Oh, the current stuff's been phenomenal.
Yeah, really
but
cool.
you go back to that original volume with when he's doing his whole thing of trying to figure out who is this rebel that blew up the Death Star and all that stuff. I mean, it's just so great. And of course, the stuff between him and the Emperor back and forth, needling each other, trying to,
Ochi is my boy as well.
Yeah, good stuff.
I love Ochi.
Good stuff. Some good options for you there, Dr. Von Hoot. Luke, have you been reading anything recently?
Sadly, no. The kids being off school for the Easter holidays just means that I haven't had any real time for myself this week. So
Put them in
no,
the
I've
cupboard,
not read
Luke.
anything.
Put them under the stairs.
Yeah.
One rule: duct tape. Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver.
There you go.
Okay, guys. So moving on to stuff we've been picking up. So if you've got any pickups you want to show, anything that you've been buying recently, I've just got a few things I want to mention. So picked up the Hot Toys Miles Morales, which is absolutely stunning. Really, really like that 1/6 scale. And picked up Ahsoka. Now I didn't really have any massive desire to pick up Ahsoka, but me and James shared a moment at the Star Wars Celebration when we saw the trailer. So I kind of wanted, I didn't buy anything at Celebration, so I kind of wanted something to remember.
What's wrong with the
Celebration by.
face?
So, sorry?
What's wrong with the face?
What do you mean, what's wrong with the face?
Looks
She's an
off.
alien.
It looks off.
Don't test me, GP. I swear to God, I'll come to you.
So, yeah, so this is really cool figure. Interestingly, the lightsabers don't light up. So, which is
Really?
unusual. Yeah. So
That's very strange.
they're a clear-
Terrible.
That image is lying to us. Then
Yeah. Yeah, this is false.
I
It's-
demand a full
first-
refund.
The first USB sabers are going to be that Obi-Wan figure
Are they?
from his series.
But this
yeah.
this hasn't even got batteries, Ben. There's no light up feature at all on the lightsabers,
Why is
which
it
is
glowing?
bizarre.
These look pretty good though because they're white. They don't look as bad.
That's
as-
because that's computer generated.
No, not this picture. Christ.
Oh, right.
On
Yeah.
the figure, like
Yeah, on the
Figure,
figure.
yeah.
yeah,
itself.
like off, they look better than most lightsabers do. You know, but that is strange.
So, just quickly, a couple of other things I've picked up. Picked up The Woods Volume 3 by Tinian. I've not read Volume 1 and 2 yet, but I've heard it's very good, and I've got those two volumes, so I will be reading that. Picked up the trade paperback of Punisher. Absolutely love this series. This is a stunning run at the moment, so loving that. And I picked up some figures. You guys might not. Luke will know what one of these is. So, anyone know what these figures are?
Spectral Warrior.
Yes. Well, yeah. So this is the ones that have the holograms in the chest.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So it's
Yeah,
a
I remember them.
supernatural figure.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
that's
thinking
what
those were
those
the
are
vision- I thought
natural,
those
yeah.
were the visionaries at first for a
No,
moment.
Visionaries have got the smaller hologram in them.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
the smaller figure. But yeah, really pleased to have picked him up. I also picked up, I'm not showing you them all, but a load of Scooby Doo figures for a Scooby Doo show.
I'm
That
so
was
jealous.
really
I'm so
cool.
jealous. I want
And I
them.
got
I know
three
you-
of these original Ghostbusters.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I've got the three of them. I haven't got Winston and I haven't got Slimer, so I need to get a Winston.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are pretty cool. Okay, James, what about yourself? What you've been picking up?
Well, Peter, I think you noticed I had a very large suitcase for Star Wars Celebration. That is
I didn't wanna
because
mention it. I thought it was rude
yeah.
to mention your side of the suitcase.
well, you
Big
said,
pants, innit?
you did, yeah.
What's your name, Fabian?
But anyway, it's because I was staying at my sister's house and I had like stuff that I had ordered to her house over the last couple of years, so I was able to actually take it home. So I have,
Years.
yeah, like literally the last 2 years, like some of the shit.
Why is she not fucking sending it to you? You're her brother.
Because customs, you know, like I
Tight
said,
as
I'll,
shit.
no, I tell her I'll go get it. I'll go get it when I'm there, you know. So like, it gives me
I'd
a reason
also
to
be
go.
like, I'm not fucking keeping your stuff here for a year. I'm not a storage
Yeah.
company.
She's a good sibling, that's why, you know. So,
Nah, fuck my
so
sisters.
I got Avengers Annual 9.
Oh, nice.
Newsstand.
I mean, that's
So-
an awful
Rogue.
cover, but it's nice.
It's
Yeah.
it's like one of the worst. I wish it was like a cool Rogue on the cover thing, you know, it'd be amazing. But still, like, you know, I want, you know, it's a big character, like a
Yeah.
it's got a good deal on
I'm
it.
jealous, James. I've got a raw copy, but I haven't got a CGC version.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
very
no,
nice pickup.
pretty chuffed with that one. I got the
You
last
got one of
us.
those, Rob? You'll
I
have
think I have two of them.
naturally. Yeah.
I sold all my ones. I had 3 of them originally.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking
Pete had
hell.
4, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's your
Oh, and
dick.
Okay,
I
now.
have 2 raw copies still. Too.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I have the Last of Us, another The Last of Us vinyl soundtrack. That's like 4 different editions of this now. I have.
Never heard of The Last of Us.
I got a Hot Toys the Batman.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right.
I got just a few other kind of comics. I got a was it for Spider-Man 49?
Nice.
First Bishop.
that- Whoa. Is that a reprint or is that the first?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Pence copy, but it's the original.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I got First Bishop.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet.
This is the first Yaddle, so I'm fuming at Tales of the Jedi because I thought Yaddle was making her big comeback, but like, no, I guess not.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now,
Yeah, but she
now,
got
for
a
the
death. Like a lot
uninitiated-
of people didn't get a death, didn't get like
Yeah.
a whole episode dedicated.
I
for the
thought she was still
uninitiated,
out there.
Yaddle's the female looking Yoda thing, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, man.
This is Sam Alexander. Is the first appearance of Sam Nova?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's got a bit of room, James. That might because I think if
Yeah,
they
it's
do
a song.
Oh, if they do a Nova, it'll be
Yeah.
Sam Ryder.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that. I was told this was the first Hit Monkey, but I don't think that's true, is it?
not sure.
I
Not
think
sure.
there's a couple of different issues that he's like cameoed or something
Yeah.
in one, and yeah.
This is some kind of Captain Marvel character. I don't
Yeah,
know who.
Captain Marvel's
I don't know.
tremendous. That's the Alex Ross cover art. I don't know if that's Alex Ross on there, but it's a brilliant run. That
It's a first appearance of some character. I'm not sure who. Jubilee, is that Jubilee?
Yeah.
First Prince of Jubilee.
Yeah.
James, I'm pressing buttons here to try and make you big.
You find shit not even knowing what it is.
They tell you on the group thing, you know. Ben, you're gonna like this one. So back when Scream 5 came out, there was this company called Serial Killers, and they did this special edition Scream cereal.
Oh, nice.
My
It's
God.
like strawberries and Scream. Now the box is supposed to like make a noise, like scream when you. Oh yeah,
Hey.
it screams
And
and
you
everything
just-
when you finish it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that worked because I was trying it earlier.
I want one of them now.
What's,
That's,
what's your plan with that?
Like, it's a year old, and I can't eat it now. Like I'm sure. Yeah, but my brother-in-law, I got him one as well, and he had it and said it was okay.
If
So
it's
I'm like,
anything like my Nightmare Before Christmas cereal, you don't want to eat it anyways.
yeah. So I'll just keep that in the box. I think it's a cool, like, little
That's amazing. I love
collectible
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's everything I think.
Very cool. Very cool. Ben.
Yeah, I've been a busy boy. So I've got Yoda there. I can't be asked to get him out. But there's a short on my channel that's like a little showcase video where I've done nice music and edit and stuff like that. If you want to check that out, but I will show you some stuff. So you may have noticed him in the background, and now he's not there, and that is my Bowser figure.
That's friggin' brilliant.
So,
Ben, that's
So
bigger than
this-
your head. I didn't realize how big it was.
It didn't look that big in the pictures you sent.
That's yeah.
So this is by a company called Taito, and he pretty much is only listed in like Japan on eBay and stuff. But the reason I got him is because I've got these like I think they were called like super size Banpresto 9-inch scale figures, and the Bowser one is the same size, you know, as Yoshi and
Yeah.
Mario, so it doesn't work because Bowser needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done a lot of research, and I sort of finally came across this. And you put him together, but he's a real kind of nice, sturdy piece.
Looks amazing.
And scale-wise, he just works absolutely like perfectly, and it's really just capped off my.
I didn't get the sense of
display.
scale when you did your short, Ben.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't realize it was that big.
Thought they were way smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, really happy with it. As I said, it's pretty much finished that display now. So
Yeah.
I'm nearing that place of contentness, which is very weird.
You should put like an 8-bit background on the back of the Magic Case, though.
Yeah.
You should buy your own Magic Case and make your own displays.
Yeah, I will.
So I've recently, and I was going to do a video about this, but then I realised can't be bothered to make videos anymore because no one watches them. So I'll do the content here for your viewing pleasure, Triple D Comics subscribers. I have a desire to very recently to get into carded retro kind of nostalgia filled collecting. So I've been inspired by channels like Leicester Vintage Toy Shop on YouTube, and there's a wrestler called All Ego Ethan Page, but he actually has like a toy hunting channel where him and the other rest pretty much every time they're at a local Comic Con or whatever, they do like a toy hunt. And that kind of just passion and enthusiasm for like collecting has really rubbed off on me. And I was like, you know what, like I really want to get into that. And when I buy this stuff, I want it to kind of stay on card. Now, the problem with that is that retro collecting backwards is very expensive. It's a very expensive game to play, to the point of like near impossible for a lot of stuff. Like I'm not going to spend a figure, you know, that's battered and stuff. However, we live in a time where these toy companies are preying on that, and they are re-releasing or reissuing figures in exactly the same style as we had it as kids. So I've kind of just gone a bit mad, or not too mad. I think I've been fairly modest with it, and I've just kind of got things to represent my favorite Toylands as a kid. So getting to the point. Firstly, these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they've done pretty much a full range of these, but I've just got the Bebop Rocksteady. And then
Show us the Bebop again, Ben. Sorry.
are you going to have a pop at his pink snout there?
No,
Are they the soft head versions?
I don't know.
No, I was just curious because I've got an out of box Bebop and Rocksteady, and mine doesn't have that same color head. So mine's probably.
I don't know, but the old figure did have that weird coloration thing.
Nah.
Yeah. And then I got Masters of the Universe, Battle Cat.
Nice.
Nice. I like that.
He-Man. So
Yeah.
I actually had the He-Man before, and I opened it up for my daughter and regretted not having it on cards, And then probably the more expensive ones of all of the things I've got is the Fight Studio Bucky O'Hare.
Amazing theme tune. I like that
real
one.
Special one. Captain Bucky O'Hare. And Ghostbusters ones. I don't know. Are yours actual retro ones, Peter?
Like the originals. Yeah, the originals.
Nice.
Not on card, they're not.
But they've re-released all the originals and stuff, as well as some of the ghosts.
Yeah.
So I picked up the Bog and Bug Eye Ghost, who does make a little appearance in the latest film, which I loved. So yeah, that's kind of it for now. The only thing that I've got coming is the Biker Mice from Mars. Nickel, shout out to Luke as well, who linked me up with a UK distributor for those, so I can get them without all the shipping and stuff like that. So really looking forward to getting those. And Trick or Treat Studios are releasing a Toxie from Toxic Crusaders. I haven't seen the packaging yet, but the figure is done exactly how the old figure was. So
not seen anything about the movie for a while, because there's meant to be a movie coming out, isn't there? With Peter Dinklage.
I think it's early stages. Of
so
that,
are you keeping
Very
your
cool.
Biker Mice in box?
Yeah. So as far
Very
as I
cool.
know, it looks like they're it's open. It's what do you call it, where you can see inside? So yeah.
See inside. Yeah. Very cool.
Window box.
There's words I'm trying to get with all the mint uncarded. Oh, unpunched punch. I don't know.
Tell in the comments if you think Ben should do a video on all that, because I think that would be a great video, Ben. That would be really
I think you should, Ben.
Yeah. Do it.
Luke, what you doing?
It would basically be what I just did. So
Do it again.
Do it again.
So I've got two things to show. The first one, I was really upset that I wasn't involved in the whole Star Wars thing. So I went out and had my own little Star Wars adventure that same weekend. And I went looking around a nearby town where a few little antique shops were in search for some Star Wars goodies. And it did not disappoint, because I found one particular place that had a load of Star Wars figures in the window. And I am now the proud owner of a Rancor figure.
Nice.
Very cool.
So I absolutely love this thing. I've wanted a Rancor for a really long time, but I was never willing to pay the sort of money that they go for. So found this, 20 quid, bargain.
Is that an original, Luke?
This is an original as far as the 90s goes. So this is when they've done all the Phantom Menace and everything else, and this is a re-release from that time. It took me a while to work out that's what it was, but it's
Power of the Force line.
Power of the Force, yeah. So it's got almost like a tiger stripe feel to it. But yeah, great figure, and really presents nicely with my Black Series.
Yeah, I was about to say
they're a bit bigger.
Looks
Okay.
incredible.
Yeah.
Looks very cool.
It was really nice.
You can tell it.
So that was the first thing. And then the second thing is kind of a spoiler for an upcoming video that Peter and I did. We done a special, as it were, for Making Sense of Pence, and it made me want to go out and buy some of these particular Pence issues. So stay tuned to my channel, because that video will be coming out soon. But this is an Alan Class UK comic book. And so, for many of you out there who might know, this is the first Gwen Stacy cover appearance from The Amazing Spider-Man, reprinted in Creepy Worlds. What made this particular copy so nice is that this is actually from Alan Class's personal collection, and it comes with a signed certificate stating that this is from his, it's a file copy. It's not in the best of condition because it wasn't kept to be preserved. He just had it thrown wherever he had it thrown. But it's a nice piece of history. Yeah. And so me and Peter have a special Making Sense of Pence video coming out with that soon. Very
cool. I was watching, after that show, Luke, I was watching the first cover appearance Fantastic Four Alan Class comic. Yeah. Don't know if you were watching that. It went for £550.
Yeah, I was out at 300. I was prepared to put in a bid for it, but no, I can't go that high.
Yeah. Ben, Fuzzy's just asking you to drop him a line where you got the turtles from, because he's been after those for a while.
Yeah, well, I think it was eBay actually. Yeah.
GP, anything you want to show?
I've already shown it. It was that I bought that.
Oh, of course you did. Yes.
That was it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanking you. Right, guys. So Rob's dropped off for a little bit because he's got a family meeting, but he might come back in a bit. So we're going to just move on now to what have you been watching? So just quickly going to fly through some of these things. Mandalorian, I don't want to talk about in detail because I think, Ben, we're going to cover that tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah, one of the segments as part of our Turtle show. We'll probably recap some of Celebration and talk Mando. Yeah,
good stuff. I guess all I wanted to say was,
you only have 5 minutes, don't you?
What are you saying?
You only have 5 minutes.
I think for me, this was probably the best episode of the season so far.
100%.
I really enjoyed it. There was some bits that I thought.
Talk about it now if you want.
Do you feel like it's too? Do you feel like it's too little, too late though to save the season?
Yes.
Like the season's been really poor in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. What happened to GP there? Did someone kick him off?
He really liked this season of Mando, and you guys have pissed him off. So
I think that this is the first really great episode of this season. I think there's been ups and downs the whole way through, a lot of downs, but we've seen some exciting stuff finally for the first time. It's like the Shadow Council thing, seeing Hux's dad and Peliash, I think is his name. He's like Thrawn's kind of right hand man from the books and everything was really cool. So it's great action, I think, as well. Love this one.
I mean, I personally think that like I said, this is the best episode so far, and I did enjoy this episode, but I think this season's not been good. It's quite
terrible,
disappointing, really. So I don't know. Look, I don't think it's going to save the season. I'd be interested to see what the next episode does. And I guess what I would say, I was saying this to I think it was to James a little while ago. What you call it? Obi-Wan. That last episode of Obi-Wan made me forgive all of the transgressions because I loved that scene so much. So it'll be interesting to see if the next episode of this has the same effect because I'm almost there. I wouldn't say it's been a great season, but I'd say it's been good enough this episode's been good enough to make us kind of move on a bit.
If Pedro was to ever leave this series, would the show continue just because it's called Mandalorian and it could be
he's almost not he's sort of not the main character anymore. Like it's more Bo-Katan.
He's dying Wednesday, I reckon.
You reckon? Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be a ballsy move.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy. Thanks for joining, mate. We're just talking Mando. I've not seen that yet, Ian.
Now I'm certain he's being ironic there because it's apparently Ian with Gotham Knights because apparently it's atrocious and from what I've seen, it looks atrocious.
Let me know in the comments, Ian, are you being sarcastic or not? I did want to mention this, and I can't say I found this. I've stolen this from a site about Mando, but I did enjoy this little thing.
Yeah.
Where the rescue
got some foundlings for you.
Yeah. Rescued the chicken things, fly things, and then looks like they're cooking them on the barbecue.
It completely pisses on my theory that they were going to be riding those motherfuckers in the finale. I was looking forward to them being growing up and them riding them around, and I mean there's still two left technically, so
but I thought this was a good episode. I just wanted to mention this trailer, The Continental. So this is from the world of John Wick. We've got the trailer this week. this really excited me. It looked sufficiently different to John Wick, I guess. It looked quite gangster and all the rest of it. Has this got? I know Ben, I know you're not a massive John Wick fan. Has this got anybody excited? Have you seen this trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer for it yet, but when they announced it, I was really looking forward to it. I didn't know it was just going to be a free parter as well.
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty-
surprising, and I think it's over 3. I don't know if it's week to week. I think it's over 3 days, like one per
Yeah.
night or something like.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Peacock like does good stuff, but isn't exactly. People aren't queuing up to buy it, you know. Like, so I'm hoping.
What is
this
Peacock
is a win.
over here then? What channel is that on?
We have it. It's in Sky. I think there is a Peacock app on the
Yeah.
Sky box, but like it's where Chucky is the only big show that really they have.
Ah.
They're doing Twisted Metal as well, so they have the budget. I think this looks.
What WWE
quite good.
has some of their pay-per-views on Peacock. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have it on the network. So.
I love the world of John Wick, and for me, this trailer, it sold us straight away. It was gangster. It was, and I didn't miss Keanu in it, if that makes sense.
As long as the action is
Yeah.
on par, I think it's this.
Yeah.
Be a great
Yeah.
addition.
Oh
to
yeah,
that.
absolutely. It's got to have that level of.
Well,
ferocity.
Keanu's as vacant and boring as characters come anyway in that
Yeah.
film, so it's just like it doesn't matter who it is anyway. It's
I don't think you should speak bad of the Baba Yaga, or else you'll be coming around your house, Ben, with a pencil.
Yeah.
So
Fucking pencil,
with a fucking pencil.
and you
Yeah,
can do
so-
nothing.
bring it. Fucking
Oh, the Penguin. Have you all seen the trailer for the Penguin?
of course.
Yeah. You've not seen it, Luke?
No, not seen it.
I have to
I
say,
haven't yet either.
oh, I
Have you
to
not?
say
No.
it looks very, very good.
It's sort of
It's
What kind
It's
of
like a
websites
half-
are you even on?
it's like a half behind the scenes, half trailer, but you see footage.
Right,
from,
so it's not a proper trailer.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Let's
there is
put it.
like it's
Yeah.
there's a tone piece as well. I can't wait for this. Like Sopranos in Gotham, I think sounds
Tone
amazing.
piece.
Yeah,
I'm just noticing the little penguin in the G there. I haven't noticed that before.
where what?
The little penguin in the G, the little kind of nose. Is that not a penguin?
If I had the Stretch Armstrong overlay
Yeah.
to put over right now,
That is
No,
definitely
no.
a penguin.
I
isn't
don't
it?
see a penguin there.
How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, this looks amazing, and I just yeah, I didn't, as you know, the Batman didn't blow us away, but I think this looks cool. Again, very gangster, so I'm looking forward to that.
I think Ron Perlman's in it as Maroni. I think
All right.
Is he?
so. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a few actors I spotted that I kind of recognize as well. Christina Milioti is Falcone's daughter in it. So I think they're kind of rivals in this. But yeah, I mean, Colin Farrell is one of the highlights of the Batman. So, and like, yeah, I'm really stoked to see a whole thing around him. I'm hoping it delves into a lot of the other kind of mobster Batman villains, like Black
Yeah.
Mask. I think would be perfect for this. So I'm really hoping we see him.
And we've had confirmation, haven't we, that Patterson's going to be in it as Batman, isn't? Did I read that?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'd be shocked if he wasn't. I think that Jeffrey Wright's definitely like he 100%. I'm sure we'll see him in that.
I mean, they've
so-
literally sold it as the next chapter of the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
really exciting. Like, it's pretty unprecedented, I think, in terms of a film of that level. You know,
Yeah.
to have a spin-off. You know, in TV.
But do you not think we're getting into the territory now where, and I know they're not going to get the same kind of big budget numbers, but the TV shows are literally gold dust, some of them, aren't they? So they're making big money on probably less outlay for the movies and all the rest of it.
Mm.
So I'd imagine we'll get a lot more of this kind of stuff.
And I think this is like going to be prestige television. Like we might see this guy nominated for Emmys and things. You know, that's the kind of the push that they're giving it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are they still going ahead with the GCPD?
No, it's an
TV show
Arkham
as well.
Asylum show now
Arkham,
instead.
yeah.
All right.
He confirmed this week that Arkham is still in the works, apparently. So.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be very
Yeah.
cool. I know we touched on these on Ben's show, the Blue Beetle trailer. Yeah, looks interesting. But then we had the Marvels trailer. I don't think we talked about the Marvels trailer, Ben.
I was going
Right.
to talk about it tomorrow, but I'll wipe that off the schedule as well, for fuck's sake.
Different people tomorrow.
Well, you
Talk
just
about
stay
it.
quiet and you can
There's not
talk about it
people
tomorrow.
watching. These poor bloody Fuzzy Dunlop has to watch us chat about the same shit 3 times.
He's still dying.
We can talk about it. We'll talk about Barbie tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah. Did this trailer excite you, Luke? Were you excited by the Marvels trailer?
excited isn't the right word, but I didn't hate it. You know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
hate. There's a lot of hate out there for
Yeah.
Brie Larson and this movie
I
and everything else. I don't get it myself. I like her. I actually like the first Captain Marvel movie as well. Yeah, I don't really see a problem. It looks fun. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think Aman Vellani's going to steal the show. You know, I think she stole the trailer alone, and I'm pretty sure that trend will continue into the film. I think Brie Larson sort of feels a little bit more quirky. It's almost like this kind of style of humor is gonna suit her a little bit more. Some of the kind of more quirky environments, because Captain Marvel's pretty run of the mill in terms of what is happening around her as a character and stuff. So, and yeah, I think the dynamic's just going to be really interesting with Monica Rambeau and Miss Marvel and stuff. So, I'm really excited, but I am also treading very carefully with my expectations with Marvel now. I'm not the same MCU fan that I used to be, and it's as painful as it is, I am kind of going into these with quite a bit of trepidation now. But Guardians could completely turn that on its head, because that could be absolutely incredible, and then I'm back in, So we'll see. The one thing I would say is I don't massively buy into the villain of this piece.
I'm not even sure who it is.
Is she
Ben Dar or something?
Yeah, it's just like a one-off C-list villain.
Is she an accuser? Because she has the
Roman's
the original character was male, right? And that's another thing that people are getting whingy about. But
like anyone gives a
because
shit.
they've done a gender swap.
It's the same. It's the same people having the same digs every time, isn't it?
For me, it's more like it just visually she doesn't have anything different about her. Running the accuser kind of looks so striking and ominous. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think the placement switching, that'd be some great. I hope there's some really clever stuff.
And you know what, Peter? I think it was Peter David. Peter David did that fantastically in the later Captain Marvel run. And that can be real good fun. So, and I think you're right, Ben. I thought that Brie Larson's character felt much more whimsical and kind of, I don't want to say goofy, but they tried to humor her up a little bit.
Yeah.
The humor will be in how straight she is compared to Miss Marvel in this film, and she's not had that massively, I don't think.
No. There's been a few comments there about Miss Marvel being from Dr. Von Houten from Fuzzy about Miss Marvel. I completely agree. That was one of the highlights of the year for me in terms of Marvel TV output. I thoroughly enjoyed that series, and I think for me, as Ben said, the key points in that trailer were all her again.
The fact her family are in it, and her mum's giving Captain Marvel a talk.
The only thing that I didn't like about this trailer was that, in a way, very loosely, and I get that I overthink things, that it's ruined Secret Invasion for me because everything seems fine.
Because Nick Fury's in it. I was literally
Nick Fury's in it. The world seems fine. Her parents are there. All of these things that I think that we could have kept a bit more unknown at this time. Let us
maybe that's a Skrull
first.
No, maybe a Skrull takes over Nick Fury. You never know.
Well, he's been a Skrull for a long time anyway, hasn't he? Throughout, Spider-Man.
Yeah, interesting. It looks interesting, but I am like Ben. I am going to Marvel movies these days with a little bit of a kind of a lump in my throat, thinking, God, I hope this isn't just an older shit.
Yeah. Just one thing about the trailer. How the fuck does Kamala Khan know who Nick Fury is?
Because he'd be famous.
He's supposed to be a super freaking spy.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
No one's supposed to know who he is.
Yeah.
Because he's a big Avengers. I don't know.
He hasn't. He's not
in the Avengers. He's not an Avenger.
But they know who Shield is and Fury.
Top secret base. Shield.
It's a good point, GP. Mr. Jackson saying, does Blue Beetle have a similar look to Iron Man? Yeah, mate. Yeah, he does. I mean, in the comics, he is kind of an Iron Man knockoff, and I think they'll rely very heavily on that in the movie. So yeah, interesting. I will see them both at the cinema and see how they play out.
See, James, I don't think I'll go to the cinema. I think I'll just wait.
I see. I like
Yeah.
the cinema
Yeah,
experience.
I like. Yeah, same.
Every
I-
Marvel film, day one,
Yeah,
baby.
I like the cinema experience. James, take it away.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of Disney catch up lately. So what were you shaking your head for?
Bloody another geeky gas bag plagiarism. Unbelievable.
What do you mean?
Oh, because you've watched it.
I've
All
I've
right,
watched it for the first
okay.
time. Yeah.
All right, go on. Go
Um,
ahead. Give us your review. That's 20
this
years
was-
late.
This was spurred on a little bit by The Rock doing a Moana thing, but I said, "Oh, I'll check this one out." And I'm a huge Hamilton fan, so Lin-Manuel Miranda does the music. Thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought this was like really another excellent Disney one. I thought The Rock was really fun and a really good story, kind of heartfelt adventure. So yeah, I had a blast with this one.
Yeah, it was good fun. I like that movie. It is good.
And Encanto, yeah, the other one as well. So another Lin-Manuel Miranda one. Not as strong as Moana, I felt. But We Don't Talk About Bruno is like one of the best songs of the last 10 years, I think. Like that, and that sequence in the movie.
I disagree. I think
fantastic.
Pressure is the better song.
No, was that it's the muscly girl
Yeah.
singing that one? Yeah,
I've not seen this yet.
other than You're Welcome
Los
in Moana.
Orangitas is one of the most beautiful songs as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Other than You're Welcome in Moana and We Don't Talk About Bruno, I can't remember how a single song goes in either of these two. So
I hear them all from my daughter every day.
I'd imagine so. I don't feel like these
Ben's
are like
daughter hears them all from him
I
every
see
day.
Yeah,
them
yeah.
too, my daughter.
bar those two. I don't feel like the soundtrack is like on par with a Hamilton, But yeah, this was a really fun one. Not what I was expecting, like the kind of magical elements of it. I didn't think it was going to be about that. And there's some really good twists, like involving like Bruno and everything. That was really great. So
So I've-
Stephanie Beatrice is fantastic as well.
I've not seen this one, so is it a recommended? Is this something I should go and check out?
Oh, you should give it a go. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a fun one.
I don't know why this one's passed me by. Was it out of the cinema? 'Cause
I
we
think so.
normally-
Yeah.
We normally see all the Disney.
Yeah.
Long
movies.
story short, Grandma's a dick.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then Beef. So this is kind of the hot new Netflix series. I just caught the first 3 episodes of it. It's sort of an analysis of pettiness, kind of. But it's basically about these two people, and they kind of get into like a kind of road rage incident, and they just try to destroy each other's lives. It kind of just escalates from there. Really fun, really kind of black comedy. Like, and I can see why people love it so much. Like, it is like that good. Like, it's so well
Getting
written.
great
So
reviews, isn't it?
it's like a 99 or 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I think if you watch the first episode, you'll just be hooked right away. So yeah, I'd recommend this one to everyone.
Anybody else seen this one?
No, but I'll check it
Time.
out.
So they
list.
reviewed it on. I'm ashamed to say it. Gogglebox, and the clips they showed on that looked very funny. So yeah, I think I'll probably try and pick this one. Looks interesting. I just wanted to mention briefly on the last show we did, you guys recommended these to us, the Raid 1 and 2. So watch them after your recommendation. Absolutely love them. Superb movies, brilliant action. Ben, what was your hand gesture there? Was that were you about to say something? Oh yeah. These two characters, I absolutely love the hammer lady and the guy with the baseball bat in the Raid 2. I think I preferred Raid 1, mind. I think the action was better in 2, but I like the story in number 1.
That's fair. It's a bit more simple. I think the Raid 2 is the best action movie ever made. Like, honestly,
Hang on, did you just call it simple? What do you?
it's a bit more simple for you, simple folk. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I like a
how
bit
he
more
thinks of
nuance
us.
in
Yeah,
my
that's
story.
actually how he thinks of us.
Charming, isn't it? Good
Unbelievable.
charming.
Take the boy
No,
out of the
I got it. Like, simple can be good. Like, some people like John
Yeah.
Wick 1 more because it's a bit more like, bare bones. I guess.
Simple.
I don't like any of them.
But you like these, Ben? Have you seen these movies?
I fucking love these films.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Fuzzy's honors. Funny's with us. Raid 1 is the best. Yeah. So yeah, Raid 1 better. Yeah, I think basically everyone agrees with me, James. But yeah,
It's
I
your
thought these
channel,
were great. This
your
was a
fan base.
this was a great recommendation. So thank you very much, guys. I really did enjoy these.
What can
two
I
movies.
say except you're
You're
welcome.
welcome. JP,
Oh.
you recommended this, I think. Catch Your Breath.
Yeah.
Um,
Now I'm not going to bloody sleep.
Oh, well. So I've watched this today. It's an easy 5-10 minutes or so. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So I would recommend people go and check that out. That's I mean, the acting's pretty ropey. Let's be
Oh
honest.
yes, definitely. Yeah.
But
uh,
the kind of the stuff that happens in it is very, very cool. But this got us down a bit of a rabbit hole. So after this finished on YouTube, it linked us to another one of these kind of Scream Fest, Horror Fest kind of winners or whatever. So I watched this, The Chair. Have you just watched this?
I haven't watched that one yet. No.
Oh, it's fucked up. I mean, it's weird, and I couldn't really tell you what it's about, but it's worth a watch. So it's 10-15 minutes. It's free. It's on YouTube. Go and check it out.
Hey, come to JP's YouTube channel really soon.
Oh, Chris, yeah, it'll be streaming on GP's channel. Oh, he's gone again.
Just let himself and then fucking
He's gone to upload it.
It's gone to upload. That's probably the YouTube algorithm.
Subscribe now.
Channel, yeah.
Fucking off out of it.
But yeah, please do go and check this out. It's an easy 10 minutes or so, and I want to talk to people about it because I don't understand it. But it's got creepy bits in it. So I thought this might be what we'll do for future episodes, guys. If these are all free and on YouTube, we can maybe look at some of these winners of the horror things and maybe just have a bit of a chat about them when we'll come around. So please go and check that one out. Check that one out, and then we'll talk about it next time. Because I'm interested in your thoughts. There are some proper
more niche than reviewing Moana 15 years too late.
Absolutely.
It's only like 6-7 years old. What are you talking about? We just had a conversation last week about how it's too recent to get a remake.
Triggered. Moving on. Are we talking about this on Monday as well, Ben?
Not now.
No.
We're not, but we're talking about it on James's channel.
We can talk briefly here. I don't mind.
So this is we're just going to talk briefly about this. Is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Has everybody seen it?
Yeah.
Luke, no. We're going to do a full review over on James's channel next week, so we'll not go into depth here. Suffice to say that I thought it was great. I thought the music choice was great. I'm obsessed with watching Jack Black singing Peaches now. I just love it. Absolutely.
You see him doing the live action bit where he's singing.
He's just... I go down rabbit holes with Jack Black where I see him on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'm watching what's the funny gaming channel he did during COVID? Is it Shackles?
Jablinski.
Yeah, Jablinski. Well, I end up watching all of those for hours, or I watch these editions for the Avengers movies, and he just seems like an incredibly fun person to be around.
The best promo for this was him just singing the theme, just going.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. So yeah, an amazing movie, and like I say, you can find all of our thoughts on it when we do James's show later on the week. But this kind of we're prompted to talk mainly about computer game videos, films. So James, that made no sense at all, did it? Computer video game.
Video game movies.
We've been going 2 hours. He's broken.
I'm broken. Yeah. James, do you want to just run through some of the different movies that have been made from computer games?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons. It kind of goes back even to like the kind of inception of video games. There's been adaptations in the 80s. It's sort of crazy how we've been getting these for so long, and there's only like 5 semi-decent ones, and like I think only one really amazing adaptation, which is The Last of Us, which we just got. But yeah, I mean, going back to like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, there's the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 80s, which is like notoriously, or 90s, I think.
90s too, I think.
Various kind of Resident Evil, they've had various goes at that. Silent Hill, 2 different versions of Tomb Raider, Pokemon as well, Uncharted as well. So yeah, there's the most video games nowadays, there's like either they've taken a crack at it or they're going to in the next couple of years.
Yeah. So I was surprised at how many of these there are. A few of the guys in the chat, I mean, Fuzzy's mentioned, I don't know this one, The Wizard, the goat.
Yeah, so that was, did you watch the Caravan of Garbage on it, Ben?
I haven't watched that one yet. No,
yeah, they just watched the
film sort of thing.
Yeah, it was basically a promotional thing for Super Mario 3. But it's about this, like, it's sort of like a Rain Man thing about this kid who plays video games, and they try and enter him into a tournament. Christian Slater's in it. Yeah, so that's why I was gonna, yeah.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
that was bad.
The Witcher's sort of doesn't count because it's a book series, so I think that's based on the books rather than the games. There's elements of the games in them, though. Right. Yeah,
I mean, there's been some
piss on the Ian Carter's parade. Sorry, Ian. Sorry.
Oh, it's Fred Savage. I'll have to check that one out, mate. So what I want to do, guys, is just very briefly for each of us to say one of the games, movies that you've watched that you particularly enjoy. I'm just looking at some of the ones on there, and I'm going to go with Warcraft. I really enjoy it. I
I
want
was
to see
going to
that.
ask about that. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Have you
I mean,
never seen it, Ben?
It's actually quite good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
very
uh,
CGI heavy.
I was quite
obviously.
drawn to the lead actress as a big green orc.
Yeah,
lady.
you would like it,
You
Ben.
would.
I'm
You
sure.
would.
But yeah, I went to see that with Thomas and thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know why it didn't do better because Warcraft's huge, isn't it? Or it was at the time. It's a colossal game, and this had good action, good CGI. I mean, it was better than Shield.
I think I know why it didn't do well. The majority of Warcraft fans never leave the house or their mum's basement. So, do you know what I mean? Box office.
Yeah. Harsh, Ben. Harsh. Yeah. So that's my pick. Warcraft.
Yeah.
I
Did
would
you
recommend.
just buy a Bebop and Rocksteady bloody retro figure? The Quackta calling the Stifling slimy there.
Oh,
Oh,
come on. If you're going to do it, at least do it in Cad's voice.
Yeah. Okie dokie. James, what about yourself? What's your favorite? I mean, it's
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, I'll put a Last of Us aside because I've talked about that so much. I actually have gone through most of these in like ranking videos on my channel. If you want to know my opinion on every single one ever made, but I really love Mortal Kombat. I love the universe.
Kombat. Sorry.
Yeah, and like even like I think the '90s one is a really great one. Annihilation is shit, but I think it's still a fun watch. Like it's so bad, it's good. But I really love the 2000. No, it was only like 2 years ago or less. The HBO kind of Mortal Kombat or Warner Brothers Mortal Kombat movie. I think there's some weird changes to the lore in it, but like the guy that plays Kano was awesome in it. There's some really great action sequences. I think Joe Taslim from The Raid is also plays Sub-Zero. The main guy that plays Scorpion is also from John Wick. So like I think it's quite a well-made movie. I think there's improvements you can make for the sequel. And the weird thing, because I remember I had a couple of friends over and we like had to get a VPN to get HBO Max to watch it because we were in lockdown at the time. And halfway through it, we paused it to take a break for a few minutes and we were just talking. I was like, when's the tournament? Is the tournament like going to be the last 40 minutes? And there's no tournament in it at all. Like, so I think that's something you maybe should have said, called it Mortal Kombat Origins or something.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's it's got a lot of style to it. It's a fun, really fun movie. So that's one I'd recommend. I think that's a great one.
I really enjoyed that movie, I have to say. And I don't know, Mortal Kombat's again one of those ones. I've talked a lot about music before, but when the Mortal Kombat, that original Mortal Kombat theme kicks in, I love it.
Techno Syndrome, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's
superb.
Just before we move on to Ben's choice, Dr. Von Hoot is saying that Silent Hill was fantastic. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that first one is really great adaptation. Yeah,
and Fuzzy saying Shinobi. Now I remember playing Shinobi on the
the Games Master. Yeah,
I don't remember seeing a movie about it, Fuzzy. And Prince of Persia. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that movie as well.
I did as well. I think that was sort of Disney's. I think Disney made it, and it was sort of a crack at doing another Pirates of the Caribbean. Remember, they were like they took various stabs at things. And it was I think good. It was Gore Verbinski who did Pirates of the Caribbean, directed it as well. I think. But yeah, I like that one too.
How about yourself, Ben? You're a Doom man? Are you?
Are we going to brush over the fact James just said he had friends round over lockdown? So. I'm going to forward that onto the.
We'll copy and clip that bit and send.
It was from Mortal Kombat. It was worth it.
I
live within 2 miles.
As much as it pains me to agree with James, I do think the new Mortal Kombat is absolutely fantastic. Like I kind of went in with a video game movie expectation, to be honest, and was just like, I might just get a kind of nostalgic kick from some of the scenes, fights, whatever. But it's just a brilliant, cool film full of cool stuff and full of kind of very old school action, kind of sci-fi action fantasy performances. It's like it doesn't have to be deep. It just sometimes things can just be cool, and it kind of embraces that mentality, I think. So absolutely love that. Of course, the new Super Mario film, I think, is, whilst I've got my criticisms, which I'll go into in detail on James's channel, I do think it's a really fucking great, strong film. And ultimately, it's made for kids. And that's what most video games are made for. Sorry, James. So I think that's pivotal, you know. So the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, it's horrendous, yes, but the time it was made, the age I was when it came out, you know, I remember the old figures. I you know, some of those kind of horrendous shots of the Goombas are core memories for me now. So, you know, I guess that'll always have a special place in my heart. But yeah, new Mortal Kombat, I think, for me.
I don't think I've seen the original Mario, you know. I think I've probably missed it.
I would argue that it's
Blade
not a bad
Runner.
film if you take out the Mario stuff. It is Blade Runner for kids. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a fun film if you ignore the Mario aspects to it.
Yeah, which they did.
Yeah. So, Luke, what about yourself?
Can I give an honourable mention that I don't think fits into this criteria, but it's loosely surrounding? Just before I give my pick, I'm going to anyway. There was a film called Gamer, where
I
think it was Gerald Butler.
Gerald Butler, yeah.
That was a fun film. That was a good film. So that's my kind of like honourable mention because it's not based on a specific game, but it is a fun movie based around video games.
Ready Player One, then can I give that a shout out?
Oh, Ready Player One. Yeah, that is a tremendous movie. I spent so long freezing that bloody movie trying to see all the different bits. Different people.
Wreck-It Ralph as well. If we're doing these in the same vein. Sorry, Luke. Set us down a rabbit hole now.
Luke, come on, what's your pick for best game movie?
My guilty pleasure is nothing like the games, but it's Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Okay.
I find those two movies in particular are my guilty pleasures. I know they're bad, but I enjoy them.
number one, man.
I like number two.
1 and 2, yeah.
One I like.
No,
don't like any of the others, but 1 and 2.
Yeah, they went a bit crazy, didn't they? After that, but
like it's just you have such a great cast of characters and a great kind of original story in Resident Evil, and they just went like, let's not do that. Let's do a weird sci-fi. It's sort of the apocalypse kind of thing with it. Like it was kind of bizarre.
I think the first movie ended on such a great little cliffhanger. You know, just that camera panning out, and you see Raccoon City completely taken over. It's a guilty pleasure, like I say.
Good picks. Just quickly jump into the comments. Ian is saying Halo. Is there a Halo?
TV series. Yeah.
Halo.
Sort of split opinions. I don't think some people love it and some people hate it. So yeah.
Well, wrong Halo, Ben, I think. But no, nice try. Ian saying the first Hitman film. Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
Timothy Oliphant,
yeah. GP, what about yourself?
I remember liking Alone in the Dark, the first film.
I mean, I love a bit of Christian Slater, but GP, that is considered one of the worst movies ever made.
Literally. I didn't mind it.
It is genuinely considered one of the worst movies ever made.
Everybody can go fuck themselves, though, can't they?
Well said.
It's a movie. It's a movie. I'm going to like it, or you're not going to like it.
It is.
No, I'd agree with Luke. Resident Evil 1 and 2. I really enjoyed them.
Okay, Rob, what about yourself? I mean, I'm just going to say, Rob, nobody's picked Tomb Raider yet, so you're allowed Tomb Raider.
Generally, I would say straight video game adaptations. There you go. I can get the right word out. It's so English. I'm not generally a fan of. I can't think of any that really make me get excited. Now, having said that. Huge fan of Ready Player One. I've watched that movie a billion times. It seems. Free Guy.
Free Guy was great.
Really enjoyed Free Guy. And the newer Jumanji. When we moved into the video game realm, I got to get a little bit of fun with that too. Some of the video game jokes and stuff that go on in those.
Yeah.
I would just argue that with Jumanji, it didn't have to be linked. It could have just been a video game movie.
Jungle Adventure or something. The game. Like,
it could be Pitfall Harry for all I know. There you go.
I think that happens with a lot of movies, right? They're good movies, but they're trying to trade off of another name.
And maybe Last Starfighter. There you go. That's another one that was
God,
centered around a video game.
Haven't seen that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
didn't they do a Wing Commander movie
They did
as well?
with the Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of good ones. I have to say,
That sounds
James,
terrible.
yeah, I have to say, James, when you first suggested this about games, one came to mind for me. It's not even a video game because I'm very old, and it's a board game. So this original
Clue.
movie, has anybody
yeah.
seen Clue?
Very
Yes.
good,
This
3 different
is
endings. When you depend on which,
phenomenal.
back in the
so
day when you went to the theater and you depend on which theater
Yeah.
you went to, you got a different ending.
That's
Oh,
right.
wasn't till the-
really?
Yeah, and it wasn't until the VHS
That's
release
so cool.
that you got all 3 endings
I-
put together in a movie.
That must have
you would
cost
I
them
love that.
a fucking
Because
fortune.
each
to
ending's
do,
got a
though.
different killer, hasn't it? A kind of a different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it got
pretty
you to
cool.
go back into different
Yeah.
theaters to watch
That's
the movie
amazing.
again because nobody knew, and then it was pre-internet, so it wasn't spoilers all over the place.
Yeah.
You went
Have you
around and
guys
go see
seen this or not? Who's not seen it?
I don't think
Quite
I've
a
seen
while
it. I
ago.
think, I might have been like a kid when I saw it.
Yeah.
But
I've only
So-
seen one of them. I haven't seen all.
So
What
I
you- what you
saw
need
this.
What you need to know is Tim Curry. That's
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
all
yeah,
you're in.
sold.
You know what I mean? So we watched this as a fan. I saw this years ago, but we went to the cinema a couple of years back now and saw Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Nice,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
And my kids were in an absolute, we need more murder mystery. They loved the kind of the whodunit side of things. So we put this on for them and they were absolutely hooked. They loved it. And like Rob says, when you download it or get it off Sky or whatever, you get the ending and it kind of finishes. And my kids were, I thought it was such and such. And I was like, just hang on, hang fire. And then you get each other end kind of played
Oh,
out.
right, okay.
It's worth a watch. It's a good fun movie. Just quickly jumping into the comments, Ian Carter's saying Tetris. Yeah, that's
I really enjoyed that. I watched that.
I
Recently.
haven't
I
seen
haven't
it yet.
watched
Is
it
it,
yet,
is it
yeah.
worth a watch? It's what you call him, isn't it? The guy from Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I haven't. I don't know.
Just a great kind of. I mean, he's so magnetic in everything he's in. I think, but it's just like a really interesting kind of business. Kind of touches on like spy stuff with the Russians, but it's not serious. Like it, even though the stakes sort of feel high at some points, it still feels like a very kind of light-hearted film.
Yeah, I'll have to try. Is that on Amazon or is it on Netflix? I'm not
It's
sure.
on my pirate stick.
Yeah, I'll have to check that
Apple.
one.
I think it's an Apple film.
Apple, is it? Okay.
There's also a movie starring Daniel Radcliffe actually about the making of Grand Theft Auto called The Game Changers. Yeah, it's about like the founding of Rockstar Games.
Oh, I have to watch that one. Von Hoot is saying Clue's a banger. Yeah, mate. Fuzzy, haven't never heard or seen of this before. Check it out, mate. Let us know what you think. Von Hoot again. Clue's one of the bangers' favorite films, and he's saying that Tetris is on Apple TV. Good stuff. I'll have to watch out for that. Any others? So we've talked about your favorite video games. Are there any that you think are absolute dirge? Anything that you think is just not worth watching? James, don't even say it. I know what you're going to say.
No, honestly, as much as I think it's horrific as an adaptation of Uncharted, I think as an action movie, it's like fine. It's inoffensive. Just before we go on to the bad Pokemon, I think I want to give a shout out for as well. Pokemon
Oh,
anime
fuck
and
yeah!
Pokemon.
Detective
of course.
Pikachu.
And even just the animes and everything. You know?
I actually enjoyed
Fucking Mewtwo.
Rampage. didn't
I
think
loved
that was
Rampage,
bad.
Luke. I forgot about Rampage.
Yeah.
Rob's slowly dying inside. Look at him. I loved Rampage. I thought it was fun.
Nothing like the game. Like they weren't people that turned into animals or anything. But
Right.
as far as having big monsters fighting each other, I was all for it.
Ian's saying Doom. I'm presuming for one of his worst ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, is a banger.
Yeah,
Don't
great
see
movie.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's an anime one. Yeah, it's good.
Anybody got anyone want to mention for worst?
The Dungeon Siege. Pretty bad one with Jason Statham. It's like in the name of the
Jason
king.
Statham. It
Oh,
must
and the
be-
name of the kid.
Yeah, it's pretty. That one's pretty bad. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is also like just horrifically
Just really bad.
Go ahead.
No, it's House of the Dead. Any Ubo movie like Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, House of the Dead, they're all just like awful.
Just say 90% of video game movies is shite.
Well, that's the thing. Honestly, I would say more than that probably. Like
Yeah.
the vast majority of them
Sonic
are
was
shite.
good. I quite enjoyed Sonic.
Detective
Sonic 2's
Pikachu,
better.
Last of Us
Yeah.
are great, and then the rest are like fine to horrifically bad.
So, are there any we're missing? Rob, is there
Yes.
any?
Let me take you on a journey to the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
And
When-
let's not forget, and maybe the early 90s. I'm not remembering exactly when it came out, but such great hits, such as let's say Double Dragon, with Melissa Milano, right? Wasn't that one? And let's see what, of course, the original Mario movie that was a winner. I don't know. There's a lot of schlock that was put out.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, that Mario film, like, as bad as it is, like, Bob Hoskins is Bob Hoskins, right? And John Leguizamo, like, those two are still so great to watch, like, do their thing.
The Street Fighter with Raul Julia, that was pretty awful.
The thing is, though, Ben, they were pissed mostly on that film as well.
Yeah,
Were they?
didn't one of
Everyone
the
was-
fucking guys get set on fire? One of the extras got like set on
Something
fire
like
or
that,
something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
supposed to be like a 2-month shoot, and it went on for like a
Oh,
year.
it's fucking awful,
And,
apparently,
like,
to be involved in.
Yeah, like the behind the scenes of it is really fascinating.
Are there any games that you would love to see made into a movie or a TV show? We'll start with you first, Luke. Is there anything that jumps out?
God.
I'm not a big gamer, so
I don't know if it would translate, but I like Abe's Oddworld Odyssey.
right.
I think you could do a good anime with.
I reckon
Yeah.
there could be something there as an adaptation. I don't know if it would translate though. We'd have to see.
Okay, interesting. How about you, Ben?
Was Earthworm Jim a game before it was a cartoon, or was it a cartoon before it was a game?
I think it
Game
was
first, I think.
Game, I think.
Well, then
Sega.
Earthworm Jim, baby.
Earthworm
Yeah.
Jim.
I know
Great.
that
I think there was a '90s animated series of that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
You want a modern version? Yeah.
No, I want live action, a fucking
Live action.
CGI
Yeah.
one
It's a live action worm.
voiced by Dwayne Johnson or something. Like, yeah.
It was the little puppy that transformed into the big were creature done it for me.
Oh, fantastic!
So-
That's another figure I want to add to but no company's like redone them, so the old '90s figures are really expensive.
Yeah.
How about that? How about you, James? You're bound to have a whole host that you'd like to see.
With PlayStation Productions, basically anything I want is already being made. Outside of like PlayStation stuff, Metal Gear. There's a movie with
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, that'd be so good.
It's supposed to. I think Oscar Isaac is playing Snake, and it's Jordan
Really?
Vosh, the guy that did Kong Skull Island, is doing it. But we've not seen anything of that. I really love a Spyro animated movie. I think that'd be really
Yeah.
fun. That's one I'd
Yeah.
like to see. There's nothing on yet. So yeah,
Good stuff.
Crash
GP.
Bandicoot. Sorry.
Yes, Splinter Cell. That would be
Yeah.
brilliant.
so there was one announced like 6 years ago. Tom
Yeah,
Hardy's
it was
Tom Hardy's supposed to
quite a
play
while
him.
ago.
They haven't heard anything
Yeah.
about the Division with Jake Gyllenhaal. They haven't heard
Yeah.
anything of that. So Ubisoft's not really.
Or an animated movie of Medieval.
That'd be
Yeah.
great, wouldn't it? Yeah,
That'd be good.
love that. Yeah, I would love that actually.
Good stuff. Rob, how about yourself?
Well, unfortunately, most of the games I played as a youth existed before there were storylines. I mean, watching the movie, Combat the movie, or
Yeah.
watching some of that, something like that Oregon Trail the movie. Probably not as interesting, but I would love. Part of me harkens back. I'd love to see a Duke Nukem.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you can. Oh wow.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
That could be
Did
fun
they try
with John
and do-
Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah, that'd
perfect
be
for
good
that,
casting.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, only
Yeah.
because Bruce Campbell can't do it anymore.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
ace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got two, and again, harking back to the good old days. I would go.
Paperboy the movie. There you go. Yes, Dr. Von Hoot.
What's he said?
Paperboy.
Paperboy the movie.
Paperboy.
Yeah, I mean it'd be an interesting plot. I'd go with either Golden Axe. Anybody played
Oh,
Golden
Golden
Axe?
Axe, yeah.
That was one
Yeah.
of the first games I think I ever played on a console.
I'd like
Yeah,
Golden Axe,
amazing.
or I'd like, as I mentioned on one of Ben's shows a while ago, Altered Beast.
Oh, the
think
Beast,
that-
Yeah,
yeah.
Altered
That
Beast
was
was
one of my
great.
favorites, yeah.
Rob, you'll be happy to know there is a Duke Nukem movie in development by the Cobra Kai creators.
Oh, really?
And
Amazing.
It
No, that's
started good,
amazing
that James,
because
and then
Cobra Kai's so like crap, but knows it and embraces
Yeah.
it. That could really work.
yeah, that seems like a good fit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
With
About
John
Streets-
Cena in talks.
Oh,
No.
about Streets of Rage.
oh, Streets of Rage would be
Streets
cool.
of Rage would be good,
Yeah.
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 Okie dokie, guys. Listen, thank you very much, ladies and gents. We've had a really interesting show. It's gone on longer than I expected, so thank you for staying with me. Just to quickly mention some of the things that are coming up. I haven't got slides for yourself, Rob, so do you want to tell the people where they can find you, please?
At Rob's.fatstacks, right here on YouTube or on Instagram.
Good stuff. And what kind of shows do you do, Rob?
Yeah, so I got 3 shows essentially that run. Monday is Monday Mail Call. This week's Monday Mail Call, I'm going to ask you the question is, what's more epic than the most epic mail call I've ever done? And that's this Monday's Mail Call. Because
Wow.
2 weeks ago was my most epic one ever, where I opened up an ASM 15 and an ASM 5 in the same mail call. So what's more epic than that? You'll have to tune in on Monday to find out.
And will this just escalate over the weeks, Rob? Will
I don't really have the budget to keep escalating it, but who knows? Books keep coming down in price. You never know.
Yeah.
The Thursday this week, I normally Thursday is kind of just a random video. Sometimes it's more box opening, some mystery box, something else. This Monday actually will be an AOK unboxing from Dr. Von Hoot and family. A fabulous unboxing of some stuff that they sent me. I just beside myself how awesome it is. And then every Saturday I do Only Slabs. It's my live streaming flagship show, which if I do math right would be 9:30 p.m. Wait, no, 8 plus no, that's 7:30 p.m. British Standard Time. Summertime. British summertime, sorry.
That jersey is fucking amazing, can I say? By the way,
Thank
that
you.
you've got
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, me
So
on the side
cool.
there. The back says at Rob.
Guys, we need fucking jerseys, like
We
baseball
need
jerseys.
merch.
We
and
need
shit.
merch. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Von Hoot. 7:30 British summertime.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Rob. GP, what you got coming up?
Tomorrow I've got Something is Killing the Children volumes 1, 2, and 3 review.
Good.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be on the GP Venom channel, and that's it for now. I'm trying to think what else I can do. So
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, so just got a couple of slides. So I've just put this video out today. This is just an unboxing. I'm trying to get back to some comic book content, not just toy content. So I've got a comic book unboxing every week for the next month or two, I think. And this one features a very special AOK from my good friend Ben. So please do go and check that one out. Monday, we've got Geeky Art Attack. James is taking a break this week, so Ben and Efren will be hosting. Ben's going to have to rewrite everything he's going to talk about because we've covered it tonight. But on Monday, we are going to be challenging the team to draw things from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe. So that can be anything from the universe. So looking forward to that one. Also, just as a bit of a spoiler to let you know that Alex Cormack has said that he's going to come back on the next show. He can't do this one, but he's definitely committed to do the next one, which is fantastic because we've got him hooked.
Probably best he doesn't come on the one that I'm hosting as well. Let's be honest.
Just to remind you, we've got a subscriber competition for that art show. So you send in your images beforehand or play along and send them in, and we'll give some comics away for that. I keep laughing every time I say this. Week after, we've got our spotlight show, and we're going to do Scooby-Doo. So we're looking at everything Scooby-Doo related. So that should be an interesting one. I'm quite
So
looking forward
excited.
to that.
Can't wait.
Jeez.
So that's going to be interesting. Star Wars content. Myself and some of the guys were at Star Wars Celebration last weekend, which was an incredible experience. I've got a little video out talking about my experience. I have some footage that I shot on the day, so please do go and check that out. Keeping in the Star Wars theme, we did our top 3 scenes. I loved doing that. That was great fun.
Yeah.
I think we can go back and do that again. But please go and check out that video. That was a lot of fun. We talked about our favorite scenes and our least favorite scenes, which caused a bit of disagreement, shall we say. If you want more Star Wars content, please go and check out this. Ben, what's this about?
Yeah, so this is just similar to Peter. I did a little vlog of my experience at Celebration. So kind of featured a lot of cosplay and stuff. Tried to get as much footage as I could of those guys because I think that was one of the highlights for everyone there. And just a nice little video for people to watch.
Please do go and check that one out because it's far better than mine, and it's got some amazing footage. So go and check that one out, please.
I'll take that.
Luke, what's this?
Yeah, it's just for me to know to indicate to people to go check out my channel. I keep saying as the live streams go on, I want to do more weekly content again. And I've actually started that by releasing a video today. So at the time of sending this over to Peter, I didn't yet have the thumbnail sorted or anything else. But yeah, head on over. I put out a Star Wars themed video, jumping on that little bandwagon. And I'm explaining why I bought Star Wars on DVD in 2023. So yeah, go check that out. And then yeah, this is this week's article over on Go Collect, my accidental collection, how I just kind of accidentally accumulated the entire run of Web of Spider-Man.
Phenomenal.
Good stuff. Go and check
Highly
out all those
underrated series that people really should consider picking up.
Yeah,
Tremendous.
great series.
Lot less expensive than collecting Amazing, that's for sure.
Yeah. James, one of these.
Yeah, I'm just this is just a look at my shorts that I've been doing kind of lately. Do ranking videos on kind of various video game series or video game movies I have as well. Some clips from games I'm playing. I throw up the odd time, and then some Last of Us comparisons.
Good stuff.
So that's on my shorts feed. And then I believe we're thinking Wednesday at 8:00 we'll be doing a Mario spoiler review. It's not going to be as in depth as my Last of Us ones because I don't think there's that much depth to sink into in this movie. But like we'll go through it, kind of say what we liked and what we didn't.
I think we should all sing Peaches. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Peach, you're so
Peaches,
cool.
Yeah, I think that would be very cool. We could do that.
I'll make you mine.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Yes, looking forward to that. That's going to be great fun, James. Looking forward to
I
it.
forgot to mention as well, It's Not That Bad is back on the 25th of April at 8 p.m.
Woo. Oh,
Brilliant.
also, Jedi Survivor's out at the end of the month, so I'll give it like a couple of weeks and we'll do like a spoiler, like story review as well. So that'll be.
Oh,
my channel.
also, I haven't read it.
Fantastic. So lots of content. So thank you very much, guys. Really have appreciated just being on with it tonight. We've had some good chat. I'm enjoying doing these, so we'll probably do some more of these, I think. So thank you very much. And can I just say a massive thank you to everybody in the chat? You guys have been fantastic. Lots of discussion backwards and forth. The last few times we've done this, we've kind of focused on a movie kind of genre. So we've done action movies, we've done animated movies now. We did horror a little while ago, touching horror. Let us know in the chat if there are, or drop us a message if there are any that you want me to focus on. We haven't done sci-fi yet. I'm a big sci-fi fan.
Romance.
Romance might be a push. Disney. There's all kinds of stuff. So let us know in the chat if there's anything you want me to focus on. Okay, with that, we'll call it a night. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.